Hello everyone, hello, hope you're doing okay. Happy Saturday, yes. Welcome to the latest live review. It's a Fox's fabulous chocolatey biscuit selection. Yeah. So yes, it's been, I guess I've had it for not a long time, but it's definitely been in the backlog for a bit. So it's good to get this final review. It looks very nice. We did the regular biscuit selection, which did have a slight crossover. I think these sort of cogwheel type ones were in that one. Maybe one other, I'm not too sure. But this is a lot more chocolatey, so it looks lovely. Very much... yeah, very nice. And Foxes, as everyone I'm sure will agree, make really good chocolate biscuits as well. Very quite indulgent biscuits generally. They're sort of very, what would you say? Kind of, let's see. I don't know if rich is the right word, but just very sort of very much, you know, sort of very, I guess, very indulgent biscuits. I think that's probably the best way to say it. They're not, they do sort of, I guess, more mundane ones, but generally all their biscuits are kind of very much on the side of, you know, indulgence basically. So their creams, like cream biscuits, are a bit bigger than everyone else's. There's a little bit more buttery, a bit more indulgent. To go wrong again, and I can't. Hopefully it's okay. Fingers crossed it's just a minor blip. We shall see. So fingers crossed. I think it might be okay now. I don't believe it really. It's been fine all week. I've been getting amazing speeds and I thought I'd finally figure out the problem. So I'm not sure. So it might be that it tries to connect to 5G and then can't and then goes back to 4G. So we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed it's been alright. But basically I had it on for 40 minutes before the start of the stream. And then, it's obviously decided to play up as soon as I've gone live. So there we go. It's typical, isn't it? It's typical. But everyone's doing alright anyway, as I say. So fingers crossed, we'll see where we are. There might be a bit of a backlog now, so I'll just see where the stream's up to. So yeah, I'll hold that up and see if it's does it straight away. So fingers crossed. Yeah, okay. I think it's still about a 6-second delay, so it's not too bad. All right, well, I hope everyone's doing okay. As I say, it's a bit of a rainy day in the UK today, so yeah, I don't know, been a bit of a nightmare. So as I say, hopefully the nightmare with all the weather and things like that. But it's been, I don't know. It's been all right relatively recently, but it's just gone bad today. So we'll see how it goes. But it was snowing midweek as well, so that was very nice. So yeah, so there we go. So as I say, Fox's Biscuit selection. So we've got a nice look to it on the back. You can see all the different kinds here. I'm going to see if I can try and, if I can kind of, what might I do? It might be over there. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, all right, yeah, so you can see on here, very nice selection of biscuits here. So we've got the milk chocolate orange sundae. Sounds very nice. Yes, then we've got the marbled double chocolate Viennese. Milk chocolate shortcake, what was it? Milk chocolate shortcake round. And the white chocolate shortcake halo. Okay, it looks, the colour's not quite right on that, but there that's a bit better. Milk chocolate shortcake. Yes, and then the white chocolate sundae. Milk chocolate fudge sundae. The milk chocolate regency. Milk chocolate club crunch. And dark chocolate shortcake halo. So some very a lot of variety there, and you can see the details at the bottom here as well. Approximately 25 servings per pack. I'm assuming that means 25 biscuits. There's 200 grams, 515 calories, 27 grams of fat, 16 of which are saturated. So compared to most chocolate bars, which tend to be between 500 and 550 per 100 grams, it's not too bad. There we go. Yeah, not too bad. And then per average biscuit, 83 calories, 4.4 grams of fat, 2.6 of which are saturates. There we go. Super vegetarians, it says. Oh, hi there, Andrew. Hope you're doing all right. Good to see you, by the way. Good to see you. I'll just, yes. Forecast to rain for the next 3 days. It's been really bad today. How's it been where you are? Was it snowing last week where you are, Andrew? I can't quite remember. But good to see you anyway. Hope you're doing all right. Keeping out of trouble. Yeah, so we've got all the ingredients here. What's it say here? At Fox's, we understand every biscuit needs to give you a little moment of pleasure. Certainly does. That's why I've used our expertise, developed since 1853, and high-quality ingredients like the generous rich chocolates in our Fry's Chocolatey to bake our fabulous tasty biscuits for you to enjoy. Foxesbiscuits.co.uk. And an assortment of milk, white and dark chocolate-coated biscuits. You can see there is a good selection, you'd say. I mean, there's only one dark one, which is a bit of a shame, but, yeah. All right, not bad. Milk chocolate 33%, cocoa butter. Anything else of interest? Any palm oil? It's got palm fat there, you can see. Where is it here? Palm there. Anything else of interest? Plain caramel. Milk chocolate contains cocoa size 25% minimum, milk size 14% minimum. White chocolate contains cocoa size 25%, milk size 24% minimum. Dark chocolate chunks contain 49% solids minimum. Not too bad. Super vegetarians, we'd love to hear from you. Storage instructions. Yes, look very good. Look very nice, very interesting. Yeah, quite excited about doing these ones actually. I have to say I'm quite excited about doing these ones. This is basically Fox's branded version of chocolate box. They make for literally every supermarket. Every supermarket from Aldi to Waitrose has a variation of this box. Yeah, they are very standard biscuits, these ones, but Fox's are very nice. They are very nice indeed. Quite I mean, it's an interesting one. I wonder whether they kind of mark the other ones down. But yeah, just to make them a bit different. So it's one of those. Now, yeah, I did have a slight blip on the internet before. The internet's been perfect all week since I did that factory reset. And all of a sudden, as soon as I went live, it literally died for a second. I don't know whether it's because it's trying to connect to 5G and it loses the connection and finds it again. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, that's something as well. I don't know, but it's back to being normal now. So fingers crossed. Honestly, this internet, I live not far from the city centre, and my internet is just so poor sometimes. It's terrible. But you also read 20 poems for degree reasons. I see. Well, crikey, what kind of poems, Andrew? Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, that's that's an interesting thing to do, that actually. Oh, and hello there, QP. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing all right. Yes, we're doing Fox's Fabulous Biscuit Selections, Chocolatey Biscuit Selection today. So hope you're doing okay. Yeah. Yeah, if you look at I know it's one of those, isn't it? You're right. There's some of these that are very typical biscuits, I must say. Especially like the sort of, let's see, the dark Viennese swirl biscuit. Which one's that one on here? I can't see that actually. Yeah, there is it's a very standard one. I found that these ones are also quite standard. Obviously, whoever these say, well, actually, not generally look like that actually. They're sort of the one with the, I guess they don't say Foxes on it, but they just like this big shortcake round biscuit. It's quite a typical one as well. Of course, got the ones in the wrappers as well, which are always good. The wrappers are always exciting. Yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, there are some typical ones. It's one of those. Oh, bloody U-Logs. Oh, good stuff, Goopy. Good stuff, yes. Are you going to get the big chocolate orange one, by the way? You must get that one. I mean, it's very much indulgent, but yeah, you've got to get it. I think you'll like it. But mind you, it is a bit like a Jaffa cake, as in some of the flavours, because it's got orange in it. But there is a triple chocolate, a chocolate one that Sainsbury's do, I think. I don't think anyone else does it. It might do, but I've not. It seems to be exclusive to there, which I need to get. But as to do a lovely Yule-log, I noticed. I think most supermarkets will do, but there we go. Very tempted, yeah. The problem is you could eat the whole thing, but there's worse ways to go. Yeah. Okay. Well, I've just got what I did do. I have a. Let me see. Where is it? Is this it? Yes. So here we go. So I've got the back of the box here, so we can see all of these ones here. I thought I actually elaborated on it, but it doesn't seem to. So we have got them there. What do you reckon? Is there any sort of pattern do we think we should go? Should we just go from top left to bottom right? Not sure what to think. What do you reckon? Maybe, I don't know. I always like to feel like we should leave the foiled ones till last because they're the most exciting, or should be the most exciting. So maybe we'll do that, but otherwise start from the top left to bottom right, maybe. Or maybe we should do like Andrew mentions. Well, we're doing the sort of basic everyday ones anyway. Marble double chocolate Viennese and things like this. Foxes must make a fortune, yeah, whichever shop you go into. Let me just move the camera a bit. You buy their biscuits without even knowing it. Well, of course, as long as you're buying this selection, of course. But yes, yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? One of those, yeah. Mind you, there are, let's say there are standard biscuits and things like this. I mean, I must say, but you would, let's say, so whether, I don't know whether it's just cheaper for them just to get Foxes to do it or not. But I can imagine, surely there'd be like there are other regular chocolate things, if like all the other chocolate bars we get, you'd think there'd just be some factory in Germany or something somewhere that would just do all the knockoffs as well. I wonder if they'll ever do that. Yeah, you think they would. I'm having a triple chocolate one. As had it in. Oh, did they? Is that triple chocolate Yule-log and it's made by Cadbury's? Is it? Oh, I need to get that, QP. I've not seen it. Yeah, so it's the Cadbury's one. Yeah, Fox's biscuits are elite. They are top tier. Has to be said. The marble dark and white was your favourites. Yeah, it's a chocolate biscuit inside. Yeah, if it's got a good combination, that one. I must admit, Andrew. I must say, from memory, I do like that one as well. But we'll see. Not loads of white chocolate. I don't like the way they do like lip service to white chocolate and dark chocolate sometimes, especially white chocolate. It seems, but this one seems to have a reasonable amount of white chocolate, but not so much dark. But there we go. No, it's what you're here for, Andrew, to hear your opinions of things. It's nice to know what people think and stuff like that. But yeah, so let's have a see. Nice, so we'll give it an open then. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's have a look. So we'll give it a thing. So let's have a see. I'll move down a bit actually. I'll move the camera down so we can open it a bit better. I'll just remove the top right hand corner one, maybe, just because it's blocking the view slightly. Okay, there we go. So let's make it a bit neater. How about that? How about that? How about that? There we go. Yes. Okay, let's give it an opener. So just perforated it there. So there's a blank white topper there. So there's nothing on that one, but you can see clearly here. Here's a selection there. So it's actually sealed, so you can see you can peel it off as well. So that's quite good. I like the way they've done that. So you can actually tear this off. Although you could have argued that it could just have been on the top of the box here, but nonetheless, they have done it, which is quite good. So I'm just going to perhaps put the brightness down slightly, just because it's getting quite saturated there, isn't it? You can see. Let's just see how that goes. Right. So apply. Yeah. Okay. There we go. It's a bit better, isn't it? Yes. I wish I knew you 7 years ago and just could pay you to reword my uni essays. Oh, well, of course, I can't comment on things like this, but clearly I do believe there were, or at least I don't know whether they're trying to clamp down on them. There were online services for that kind of thing. But I think they're obviously clamping down on it, you know. Okay, so this is quite good. So you can actually just peel this out here. So this is quite nice. Let's say with some of the chocolate selections, some of the very expensive chocolate selections could have done with something like this, where they've had the menu not on the card or anything like that. You can see there, that's how it does open all the way. So here's a bit of a flap. So it's a bit kind of, now you can see the problem with this is, now when I'm going to turn it sideways, you can see, but when you open it, it's like that. So I've got the chocolates here. Oh, which one's what? Oh, hang on, flip down. Why is it not on this bit, or why is it not on this bit, and not bother with this bit? You know, so it's, yeah. I mean, you can tear it off though. It does seem to have a perforation here. Well, not a proper perforation. It's just you could tear it off, but it's not meant to be teared at that point. But you could do. But why it's not just perforated to allow you to do it? So there is a bit of a usability issue there, which is a bit silly. But there we go. Now, of course, in order to take the plastic off, you kind of got to remove the pack as well, I think. You kind of have to. That's a bit of a. You know, it's not a problem or anything, but you know, rather than just a peeled top, you've got to take it out to get them out of the wrapper. So there is a bit of. You know, they've not thought about it overly well. You can see there's lots of space here. You could see this could clearly have a smaller biscuit in as well, couldn't they? Here you could fit more biscuits, so that's a bit rubbish. And before I take them out, you can see there's a case of depth here as well. So you can see this one here could clearly have 2 biscuits in it where it's only got 1. So that's a bit poor as well. You can see there's just false bottoms, you know what I mean? So some of them don't have any false bottoms, like, well, maybe this one slightly, does have a slight one. But this one here has got very much a false bottom. You know, this one here, look at that. Could easily fit another biscuit there. So it's a bit poor, to be honest with you, a bit poor. I know obviously there's weight and stuff, you're still getting the same weight that you'd expect. But, you know, clearly this one here in the middle there, you have 2 of those. I'm going to say, just overall, it's just a bit poor, that, to be honest with you. There we are. So I had to do that before I open them so they stay roughly in place. Yeah, the QPS, there's a lot of unused space in that box. There certainly is QP. I mean, both visibly and hidden away. Like we were saying, those false bottoms. So yeah, it's a bit poor, that, isn't it? You know, it really is. Yeah. Oh, there's, yes. Yeah, a bit poor, isn't it, QP, that? As we said, I don't like the way they do that. I mean, as I say, I know the weight is the same, but you've got like 3 biscuits of these white ones here, which go all the way to the bottom. But it looks like you've only got 1 of these white ones here. So, alright, let's give it an open then. Well, I hope everyone's doing alright, by the way. Yeah, good to see you all. It's, oh dear, yes, yeah, it's been a hectic week this week, it has to be said. I'm very happy that it's a weekend. But I've now got to catch up on the channel work, so no rest for the wicked. I'll tell you what, though, there's a lovely smell coming from this. It smells very nice, very chocolatey. It really does smell very chocolatey. So you can see here, there's only 1 of these. Now, I'm really unhappy about that. There's only 1 of those. I mean, that's pretty poor. There should at least be 2 of each in a chocolate selection, shouldn't there? And there is 2 of everything else. And this one's a big, ginormous... Look at that. That's a big biscuit. So there's no reason why they can't have this one twice. So why have they only got 1 of this? So when you think and look at the back of it and you think, you know, okay, there's a reasonable representation of white chocolate here. That's not too bad. But then 1 of them only appears once. So it's a bit poor. So everything else, I mean, these ones here have got 4 though, to be fair. But why not have 3 of these and then 2 of those? You know, yeah, I don't know. There's 3 of those. Seems a bit odd, that. I don't quite get that, I must say. Yeah. Oh, and hi there, Joe. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Yes, we've got an indulgent biscuit selection going on today. Yeah. Hope you're doing great. Oh, thank you, Joe. Yes, doing not too bad here, not too bad. How are you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Great to see you. Yeah, so just saying, we've only got one of these. Inexplicably, we've only got one of those, so it's a bit poor, that, really. So we'll bring up the old box. So we'll start off, we'll avoid the wrapped ones, because I think the wrapped ones are always the most exciting. So you can see here. So we'll do the marbled double chocolate Viennese. Yes, I think these are the more typical ones, as Andrew was saying before. So the marbled double chocolate Viennese, and it looks very nice, actually. Not there's less white chocolate than anything else, I think you'd say. I think it looks a bit of an equal distribution on this, but if I can show you underneath there, you can see clearly there's not that much white chocolate going on. Yeah, okay. All right, well, let's move these out of the way, give this one a go. Yes, there we are. So not too bad. So we'll get the old measuring apparatus out. There we go. It's in millimeters, yes. Okay. It does look very big though, it has to be said. It looks very nice. So about 5.2 centimeters. Just check the other side just to see. 5.2. We'll do a diagonal as well, why not? If we can. Although it's all the same, just depends how you rotated it. Then the height. About 1.1 centimeters. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so as I say, it looks very chunky, doesn't it? It looks very chunky. I'm not going to cut them in half. I think I'll just snap them, I think. But look at that. I mean, it's a very... Oh, yeah, still do the height. Yeah, about 1.1, didn't I say? Yeah. Yeah, 1.8, 1.7 in this, 1.07. Yeah. Okay. That's millimeters, by the way. Yeah, are you eating anything, by the way, Joe? Have you got anything on the go while you're eating? QP's got some mini Yule logs going on. I think I can snap this in half. It might be quite difficult. Let's have a see. Oh, there we go. Now look at that. I must say, that does look very nice. It's a massive solid biscuit. It's a nice chocolate biscuit on the inside. It does look lovely, and it's got a thick layer of chocolate, and there's quite a lot of white chocolate. You can see we said there was looked like there's not much white chocolate, but when you look at it on the inside there, you can see actually, it won't focusing too well, but I think you can still see. It's actually really just a marbled effect on top. Actually, the chocolate is pretty much white chocolate on the top and bottom of this one at least. So that's not bad at all, that is it? Not bad at all. Well, let's give this one a go. Let's give this a taste. It's approximately, what did it say, 80 calories a biscuit or something like that. So they're quite calorific, these biscuits. Let's just have a check. Per biscuit, 83 calories. Yeah. Like I need to sneeze. Got a sneeze coming, but I can't do it. Okay, it didn't come. Okay, there we go. I'll just adjust the brightness again, just to get it back to normal. There we go. Quite dark at the moment. Yes, it's getting very near Christmas now. I can't believe how close it's getting already. I mean, so we've got quite a lot of chocolate selections to do. We've got a couple more coming for the weekly polls as well. So as you've probably seen, or 3 more actually. Some what's them called? H boxes from Hotel Chocolat, and an NMS biscuit chocolate selection as well. I think it's chocolate, or is it biscuits? So that's one of your favourites, Andrew. Yes. Well, I see. Well, you know, it does look a nice one, has to be said. And the white chocolate shortcake, yeah, there's only one of those, Andrew. How do you feel about that? Unless I'm assuming that's this one you're meaning. I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it? There's no reason for it to be just one of those at all. Okay, let's give this a go. Not bad at all, actually. I think the biscuit's actually quite soft. It's quite a soft biscuit. I would say it's got a nice substance to it, but I'm getting I think it must be dark chocolate, this one, not milk chocolate. It does look dark chocolatey. Big more dark chocolate taste than anything else, I must say. Not really getting much white chocolate from this one. I thought there might be more white chocolate based on that inside there, and maybe there is, but it's very much overpowered by the dark chocolate, which is no bad thing generally, but I think it's quite good in a way, because I was saying before there looked to be only one dark chocolate representation, but this is definitely another one. I didn't realise it was. Yeah, it just says double chocolate Viennese on it. It didn't specifically say dark chocolate, but it is dark chocolate. It's not bad. I feel like though it does. I don't know. I feel like it's quite a lot of biscuit there, but the biscuit is quite soft. It's not a very prominent biscuit in this one, but the chocolate's not that prominent either. I feel like it's not quite a lot of anything, if you know what I mean. I feel like it's a few things of something, you know. It's okay, yeah, it's okay. I think Andrew, this is one of his favourites. Finest one, the white chocolate's a huge taste, but the creaminess that relieves. I'm not even sure it's that cream. I feel like it's more, the biscuit's very, I feel like the very, yeah, I feel like the biscuit's quite soft in it. And I feel like, so it doesn't really have that much of a biscuit taste. And I feel like it's mainly sort of dark chocolate on this one. At least in this particular biscuit anyway. No, the biscuit's so, I'm mainly getting the dark chocolate from it, really. I'm not getting too much, unless I'm getting biscuit as a consistency, but not really much of a taste. It's quite a soft one. I'm not sure what to make of it, really. I quite like it, but I don't think, I don't know if I love it, if that makes sense. It's just not much, there's not enough of anything in it. It's just, it's like a jack of all trades, master of none sort of thing, I think, for me. Yeah, it can be tasted loads of marble one, but that's the creaminess. Yeah, it probably does, yeah, I feel like, yeah, possibly. But I feel like, yeah, it's a bit, I don't know. I feel like it's not, it probably isn't as rich as it otherwise would have been, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I still find it's mainly dark chocolate for me. A dark chocolate taste. But as you say, it probably would, I imagine it would be different if there was no white chocolate there. Yes, it's 1:20 p.m. there. Just had lunch. Delicious chicken and salad. Oh, sounds very healthy. That, yeah, very healthy, Joe. Not too bad at all. You always have healthy food, really. Chocolate safe for dinner. Ah, see, okay. So you'll be having that later on. Why not? You can eat the whole box. Yes. Oh well. I think that's possibly what I'll end up I'll be doing basically. So it's one of those. No, very authority on biscuits. For the chocolate and biscuits. Yeah, I know what you mean, Andrew. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm a bit like that. But my favourite biscuit in the world is Sainsbury's Taste the Difference quadruple chocolate. They're not too bad at all, those. I do know what you mean there. Do know what you mean. Yeah. Not too bad at all, those. Yes. There we go. Yeah, not too bad at all, those ones. I do like all those sort of like massive triple chocolate biscuits. Yeah, these ones, I think they're okay. I feel like they're not quite strong enough in anything, but you do get a dark chocolate taste. I think dark chocolate fans will be happy. I feel like it's all right. I just feel like the biscuit doesn't really taste too much. I feel like the chocolate needs to either be thicker or the biscuit needs to be a bit stronger, really. Or both. You know, I feel like it's not quite not quite enough of anything. So it's not bad. I feel like it's better than the average biscuit. I mean, the average regular digestives are kind of like a 2 out of 5 for me. So chocolate digestives are probably a 3. I think this one's hovering around a chocolate digestive. I don't know if it's, even though it sort of looks a lot more substantial, I feel like the taste isn't quite as, I don't know if it's much better than a chocolate digestive, really. So it's probably a 3.5. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because it's something, I don't know actually. I'm just thinking, is it much better than a dark chocolate digestive? Or, you know, it does have the white chocolate in there. I don't know. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. A 3.5 out of 5, I think. You know, but it's not. It's more close to a 3 than a 4. That's for sure. I think I'd say it's not too bad though. It's a nice biscuit. Definitely indulgent, thick. You know, but I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like the biscuit's not strong enough. It's too soft. And I feel like the chocolate's not thick enough to get much of an effect from it. You do get a slight dark chocolate taste, but I'm just wondering whether I would get much of a worse taste, as in a lesser biscuit, from a dark chocolate digestive, and I'm not so sure, but I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt in this case. The Foxes do chocolate bars. Yes, I think they still do, QP. I'm not sure definitely, but I think they do. I'm sure there's a couple they do, but I think they're sort of centered around the biscuits, I think, but I'm not too sure. Oh, here we go. Yes, the QP. Foxes did do Echoes, but still do classic. Yeah, I feel like it's like a sort of one based around their biscuits. And a good point in the Rocky Bars as well. Yes, although the caramel Rocky Bars are very much a lot less than the regular Rocky Bars. They're sort of like the caramel Rocky Bars are kind of pretty poor. They're more like the Twix Tops than a Rocky Bar with actual caramel. So actually a lot worse than you'd think they would be. Whereas the regular Rockies are actually quite nice. And there you go, bring back Echoes, yes. Yeah, there we go, bring back Echoes, 5 centres, Mars bar eggs. Yeah, I definitely concur on that, Andrew, for sure. Yeah, it's all lovely things that they've discontinued. Yeah, there you go, bring back all the 2000 discontinued chocolates, yes. If they ever do merchandise, these kind of things will definitely be on there. Oh dear. Yeah, they should. I mean, you know, I don't know why they get rid of some things. There must be reasons for it, either cost and how much they sell, or maybe they just want to do new ideas. I don't know, but it does seem a shame. Okay, so what have we got next then? Yes, we got the wheel one now. Is it the what's it called? The milk chocolate shortcake round. Okay, so we'll move down again. So I'll just move myself down. I'll say, yeah. One of these, I was debating whether to have a cup of coffee with these to dip them in, but A, it would get cold after some time. Although I do have like a little heat plate thing. And B, I'm not sure, even though you could dip these in coffee and things, I think the more to be enjoyed, not with, well, the more about having them extra, on their own without being dunked in, basically, I'd say. Because I feel like there's sort of, there's such a substantial biscuit that they're not really ones that are made generally for dunking, basically, even though they can be, of course, like any biscuit can. But yeah, here we go, Foxes then, there we go. I like where they've got the O, the sort of hole for an O. Kind of feel like, would I prefer if they didn't have the hole in, you just get more biscuit and chocolate. But at least it's like a cone anyway, it doesn't really, it's not just the same level all the way through. It's a reasonable effect. Reasonable effect. Yes. Could do the dunk test, yeah. I know, it's one of those. I feel like, it's a difficult one. A difficult one. I feel like most chocolate biscuits, or most biscuits, always taste nicer when dunked, really. Yeah, it has to be said. It has to be said. But yeah, I decided against it in the end, QP, but you're right, I could have done it, really. I just felt like they were more about... I feel like these biscuits are more, I don't know, I feel like they're more likely to be enjoyed just eating them as a whole, really. Do you know what I mean? I know that's not necessarily the case, but I felt like it would just, I don't know, I feel like ones like digestives and rich teas and, things like that are probably more the dunkable kind of biscuits, whereas these ones are just such big, chunky monsters, Yeah, but you know what I mean? I don't know, yeah, so it's one of those, I don't know, I hope you don't feel like I'm, yeah. You know what I mean? Yes. Yeah, thanks, QP. Yeah, it's one of those, maybe I should have done. I don't know. I decided against it. I might regret it. We'll see. Oh, see. Oh, and hello there, Gachi. Hope you're doing all right. Yes, good to see you. Oh, I always love your little Winnie the Pooh. Is it Piglet as well? Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. I always like your little avatar there, or profile pic. Good to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Yes, hope you're doing okay. Give this one a measure. Right, let's see. So it's not quite round this week because it's like got a little flowery effect. So I'll try and do it from... Yeah, it's about 5 centimetres on the widest parts, but in the little troughs or what have you, it's about 4.9, so it's about a millimetre maybe. Yeah. And height for this one, bit of a thinner one, this one, or not as tall. 9.2 is the last one, 9.2. Not quite as wide at the top either, but there we go. Yes. You won't be able to taste the flavours properly if you kept dunking. Oh, sorry, QP, I didn't say. Oh, yes, I think you're right there, QP. Yeah, I think you're right. It's one of the, I feel, yeah, it swings around bounce because, of course, you could argue that with the regular ones anyway. But I think these ones, as I say, are more indulgent ones that need to be, tasted as a whole. I don't know, yeah. I feel like they don't, I don't know. It's a hard one to explain. It's probably subjective, but yeah. Hopefully you get what I'm saying anyway. Quite chunky, they are quite chunky, Joe. They are big monsters, these ones. I find the biscuit so satisfying. The chocolate's really thick, yes. Yeah, it's one of those. They really are. It's they really are. Yeah, as I said, I think that's it. I think it's just something about it. You can see the height on this one though as well. It's kind of indented at the top, so there is a bit of an indent there, which is worth bearing in mind. You probably lose about a millimetre at the top as well, so about 4.9 at the top, and in between the troughs, got about 4.7. So you use a couple of millimetres there. Yeah. Yes, that's good. Yes. Yeah, they're all a bit, yeah, exactly, Joe. They are all a bit like that. It's definitely a good thing. Always doing good quality. Oh, thank you, Gacha. Thanks so much. Thanks. When the internet allows. My internet has been such a pain lately, but I think I've finally got on top of it, although it did give me a bit of a scare at the start of the video. Oh, dear. Well, thanks so much, Gacha. It's very nice of you to say. Thank you. About the chocolate first, we're eating the biscuit. Ah, there we go, QB. That's the spirit. Yes, that's the spirit. Yeah, it's thick enough to be able to do that as well. And I think that's quite good fun, actually, to do that kind of thing. You can see that as well. How thick that is. Yeah. Look at that. It looks very nice, doesn't it? This is roundabout. I remember reading a while back about Fox's Biscuit in 1853, North England. Not far from me. Now, let's see. Very nice. Yeah, so good history of biscuits, has to be said. Yeah. Small breaking making biscuits for fairs and celebrations. Just goes to show you never know where they all go in the end. We'd call them honey bread down here. But they don't have honey at all, I see. Oh, that's interesting. What, they like the shortbread biscuit? That's sort of the biscuit type. Yeah. I wonder if the recipe has changed much from the original one. Yeah, well, it does make you wonder. It does make you wonder. Possibly, I know in the old days they used to put a lot of rubbish in chocolates and things like this. And by rubbish, I mean very questionable things. So possibly, but I'm sure they don't do that now. So yes, there's a thick chocolate there, very thick. I mean, let's see if I can kind of measure it somehow. Got the old measuring stick here. I don't know if I can kind of measure it, but let's get the centimetre side. There you go. So you can see there, quite thick chocolate. If I can measure it, it's all reversed, so I can't quite do it very well. Yeah, so quite a thick chocolate there. You can see it's a good couple of millimetres there, millimetre to 2 millimetres, which is pretty thick. And obviously the biscuit itself is about 4 millimetres, maybe half a centimetre. Yeah, not bad at all, maybe a bit more. Okay, let's give this a taste. I think we know what this is going to be like. It's going to be very with shortbread with chocolate basically, but I think it's obviously all about the proportions, so we'll give that a go. I'll just yeah, it does look very nice though, and I think shortbread does need chocolate for me. Oh, I think it was already on the right settings. I think it's on its own. It's just a bit too dry generally. Any chocolate left for you? Oh dear. Well, you know, I often do hand out the chocolate to friends and colleagues and things like this after I've done it, so I don't eat it all myself. So possibly would be, yes. 1853, that's an amazing. What history of success? Yeah, it's nice, isn't it, really, Joe? It's nice that they've been going for so long. Of course, you know, it's the original family of things won't be around anymore, but I think there's still a family bakery from what Andrew was saying, but although, obviously, without just how much so, you don't know, really. Okay, let's give this a taste. Looks very nice and chunky. Let's give it a go. Milk chocolate's very it's a very sort of creamy milk chocolate for sure. It's kind of I think it's not bad though, because I think it would be too creamy for me if it was a full-on slab of chocolate, but because it's you know, like this basically, where it's quite thin, as opposed to a bar of chocolate, but it's still quite thick. It works quite well, and the crunch on the biscuit's very nice. So you've kind of got almost got something like a sort of high-quality Twix, I guess, without the caramel. And it would be interesting if they did do the caramel here. I think this is basically almost like a sort of Rocky bar, really, but in a biscuit form. That's the gist of it. It's very nice, actually. It is very nice, this one, and I think it works quite well. I think the chocolate proportion is pretty good. Like QP says, it's very thick. You could nibble it off a bit. I think the proportion is very good between biscuit and chocolate here, and it is bordering on like a sort of, you know, obviously it is in biscuit form, but you could imagine if it was a block of chocolate with these proportions, it would be very good as well. Yeah, very nice, this one. I do like it. It's not going to sort of, you know, blow your socks off, I don't think, but it's very substantial. You feel like you're indulging in a very nice quality biscuit. So I think it's proportioned very well. The chocolate itself, I'd say, is quite creamy, but it's on a proportioned very well, I think, with the biscuit. I give it a 4 out of 5 for me, that one. I like it. That's a nice one, that one. It is nice, yeah. I think, as I say, just proportion worked very well. I think it could be, you know, if it had, you know, it's whether you'd go to any more extremes, but you could definitely do things to make it more exciting and have a bit more oomph to it. But whether you just be taking away from the simplicity of it, I don't know. But if you had caramel in it, for instance, I think it'd be very nice indeed. Yeah, I would like that a lot. But you'd have a sort of high quality Twix then. But I think you could do things like that. But then would it be going too far? I don't know. But I would definitely not complain. Yes. Yes, blows your mind to imagine how he explains to those bakers in 1853 that 170 years' time, Chocolate Roberto will be reviewing the Fox's product on YouTube with people watching and commenting. I know, it's an interesting thought, that, isn't it? You probably wouldn't even comprehend it, really. Yeah, good point, Andrew, yes. Oh, dear. Yeah. Yeah, not bad at all, actually. It's not too bad at all, this one. Yeah, it's very, as I say, very sort of creamy chocolate. Sort of nice crunchy biscuit as well, but sort of like very crumbly biscuit, as I say, very short. Very nice combination of stuff. It's very nice. It's a 4 out of 5. It's a lovely biscuit. Yeah, I like it. I think it's just well proportioned, really. But I say the chocolate is quite creamy, but does work well in these proportions. If it was a block of this chocolate, I think it'd be too much. But done like that, very nice indeed. Yeah, no, it's a good biscuit, that one. But I say it's not going to blow your socks off it, but it's a good, above average chocolate biscuit. Very nice, very indulgent. But as I say, I think you know, they'd be difficult to blow your socks off, these ones, I think, because it's just, as you say. But for biscuits, very nice indeed. Yes. Oh yeah, and it does make you wonder, doesn't it, Keep? It is quite funny, actually, what Andrew said there. Favourite chocolate bar out of Aero? Different one. I quite like the Aero dark milk one they did, actually. I thought that was very nice. Yeah, I thought that was probably my favourite. I like that one. Yeah. Well, what about yours? What's your favourite gacha? Yes. Favourite food ever? Hi Lewis, hope you're doing alright. Good to see you by the way. Yeah, mine, well, I love Ben and Jerry's ice cream basically. Very, very much in love with that. I think possibly half-baked cookie dough. There's a few of them I like really. Yeah, very nice indeed. I love pizza as well. Domino's pizza is my favourite. Chocolate, difficult one. They're like I don't know, chocolate's a difficult one really. I've always quite liked dairy milk chocolate, as I say, but it just can depend on what's going on really as to what my favourite is. I don't know, there's lots of variety out there. I did really like, I think I've mentioned a few times in the past, Phase's Copenhagen White Chocolate Special Travel Edition, which is a Finnish company, but it was very nice indeed. I really did like it. Yeah. I also like Reese's Sticks as well, and Kit Kat Chunky Peanut Butter as well is very nice. I like that one as well. And there's a few others, but off the top of my head, yes. Oh, hi there, Nathan. How you doing? Good to see you, by the way. Yeah, good to see you. I don't know if I saw you in the chat, but I've seen you in the comments. Yeah, great to see you could make it. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, how are you doing today? Yeah, good to see you. Oh, it gives us motivation. It's coming to survive so many things throughout life. Its lifespan. Yes, fantastic. Yeah, it is very... yeah, it just goes to show. Of course, some of them don't make it, so it is a testament to how well they've done. Yeah, so new recipes, cashew nuts and chocolate bar this week. Really like it because I love cashews. I do like cashews. Yes, that'll be interesting to have. I quite like Ritz, but they do so many different random ones. And yeah, and I have had these, Andrew. I went for the whole pack as well. Salt and pepper cashews, very nice indeed. Yeah, the darker milk. Minus the caramel arrow. Yes, is it darker milk is what it's called? Yes, the caramel arrow. I didn't mind it, but I prefer if it actually had caramel in it. Actually, yeah, I did like it though. But I would prefer if it had actual caramel in it. But I did like it. I think I did. Did I do a three-way comparison between that, Whisper Gold, and I think a Milk or Lovely Caramel? I think I did do a three-way fight between those three actually. Might have been a live one. His all favourite chocolate. I prefer the 200-gram bars. I think the smaller ones tend to not be that great. So yeah, but you can import it from their website, Andrew. I think you have to pay postage, which is like £6, but everything else is relatively normal price. So I would look at that. Try to get a bar, best one you, and really liked it. Yeah, I did like it a lot. I mean, I've not had it for a long time because it's been out of print. Out of production. But yeah, it was very nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Andrew. I thought you might like that one. Yeah, very interesting bar that. It was very nice. Yeah, just a shame it's been gone for such a long time now, but it was very good. Very interesting as well. Right, let's have a look then. Yeah, hope you're doing alright. It's good to see you all, by the way. It really is good to see you all. Hope you're doing okay. It's let's say, where are you all from? You're all from the UK, by the way. Or is there anyone from? I know Joe's from Brazil, but is everyone else from the UK or from a variety of places? So now we've got the white chocolate shortbread halo now. So we've got 3 of these, I think. So we'll go zoom down a bit. So we've got 10 different biscuit types. Not too bad. I'll just move the old camera down. Won't be a second. You can see what's going on. I tried holding it up before now, and it doesn't really. It doesn't work too well doing that. Okay, so here we go. So I'll keep the colour as it is until it gets a bit saturated. We can see we've got 4 of these here. So for some reason we've got 4 of these ones. I think it might be maybe because, yeah, on the other chocolate biscuit, on the regular biscuit selection, it had the branding on it. I don't know if you remember on the back. So I don't know whether some. I'm assuming some of these are available separately. Maybe not all of them are. So in a separate purpose-built pack of biscuits. So maybe like ones like these are because. And that's why there's more of them, maybe. I'm not sure. There we go, got 4 of these anyway. Let's take one out. I say it's a bit poor though. You only got 1 of these. So that's just emphasise that yet again. Okay, so going to get a bit of a whitewash here, so I'll just I will just lower the colour down a bit. There we go. If it will cope a bit better now. Fingers crossed. Yes, there we go. It looks a bit better, doesn't it? There we go. Yeah. Chocolate from the last one. So there we are. Yes. Is fizzing cherry any good? Does it have cherry pieces in it? It has like chewy pieces, sort of. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's actually quite spicy. It's actually spicy cherry pieces, so it's got a bit of heat to it. If you get not much, but if you get it stuck in your teeth or something, and it does actually get quite reasonably hot. It's all right. Is the gist of it. It's not too bad. It's an interesting bar and something a bit different. But like all these sort of, excuse me, create your own inventor bars, they're not quite perfect. They're very much, by the numbers. They've got, they don't really make any effort to perfect them, if you know what I mean, by altering the amount of, I don't know. I feel like they could make more effort to make it all work together as a whole, basically. But it's worth having. It's worth having. A bit different. Oh, big fan of your videos. Just got Heroes tin for Christmas. What's your favourite chocolate in Heroes? Oh, very nice. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Nathan. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you. Oh, very much appreciated. Very lovely to hear you say that. So Heroes tin for Christmas. What favourite? I quite like a lot of Heroes. Now it's a bit controversial. I quite like the Dinky Deckers in them. I like a lot of them in Heroes actually. Yeah, I'm a bit. The eclairs I don't like. I wish they weren't in there at all. I feel like they're really just shouldn't be in there. I don't know why they're in there. I feel like the Twisted's still in there. I feel like they're a bit disappointing, even though I quite like cream eggs. But I feel like the novelty doesn't work really in those. But I really like the Dinky Deckers. But I feel you've got to double them up to get the most out of them. You've got to have two at once basically. I do like the Twirls, of course, and the Whispers, and I like the Dairy Milk as well. So they're all very nice. But yeah, I think the Whisper. Possibly, yeah, I think the Whisper and, I think the Dinky Deckers I like a lot. But I like the crunchy ones as well. It's a strong selection in there, actually. None of them sort of really I guess, sound too exciting because they're all based on regular chocolate bars. But I do like them, yeah. So what's your favourite one, Nathan? What's your favourite? Bits cheeky with spongy plastic. Yeah, I was saying that before, Andrew. It's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And if in a package it could be more luxurious. Yeah, I think you're right, Andrew, there. Good point, that, definitely. But yeah, the plastic's a bit of a joke in this. Yes, well, we're getting there, yes. Not sure yet, Gacha, not sure yet. So hopefully we'll get there, we'll see. Only had, on the fourth one so far. Well, the third one, actually, so got some ways to go. So not sure yet, Yeah. Yes, but yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I agree with you there, Andrew, yes. Don't forget the like button. Oh, thank you so much, Joe. Thank you so much. Very nice of you to say. Yeah, please do, everyone. It really helps out the channel. Thank you. That's really nice. Thanks, Joe, for reminding me. I always forget. Yeah. I'm just not a fan of the Dinky Deckers. Yeah, Eclairs I'm not a fan of, though. We agree on you there. But Dairy Milk Caramel is your favourite. Yeah, it is a nice one, that one. It is a nice one. Yes. Should we pay you for this, Joe? No, it's very much appreciated, Joe. Thank you so much. It's very nice of you, Joe. It really is. No, thank you so much, Joe. This one's just beautiful. It does look very nice, doesn't it? It does look very nice. Now, I do get a bit of a problem with the coloration. I'll try and make it work. There we go. That's the true colour there. You can see, well, it's gone a bit blue now, but I think you get the gist of it. A bit more of a creamy colour. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It does look very nice. There's a hole in the middle as well. Yeah. So you do wonder about the holes, whether they really need them, but there we go. We'll give it a bit of a measure as well. Measure at the bottom. Just check it's on 0. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so about 4.4, 4.36, 4.4 in diameter there at the bottom. At the top, no, can be more. That doesn't sound right, but at the top apparently it's more. I think that's wrong. Did I just do that right? Well, it's a bit knobbly actually, isn't it? That's why. 4.5, but at the top it can't be more because it's not as wide at the top. Well, I don't know how that's happening, but apparently it's wider at the top. 4.6. Obviously. Okay. About 9mm at the from the height as well. Not too bad. Yeah, there we go. I was trying to do it without holding it there, but there we go. About 8 actually. It depends where you. Yeah, it's a bit knobbly. About 9 again, 9mm. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Oh, thank you so much, Gacha, as well. Thank you so much. Yes, subscribe and like us with so many reviews for us and helps us make good choices for our chocolates. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, it's really appreciated. Thank you so much, Gacha. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm glad. As I say, I'm glad you enjoy the channel, and I hope you find it useful, or just find it entertaining, if nothing else. So thank you so much. Oh, that's very much appreciated. Yes. So let's see. So we'll do a bit of a snap. So you can see there's quite a. So I'll have to get it to understand the colour difference if it can. I'll have to bring the plate up a bit higher. There we go. Yes, you can see there, so quite reasonable. It's not very thick, but you can see it's a nice sort of toasted biscuit there. You can see where it's been baked on the outside, and so it's got a bit of a darker orangey brown look to it on some instances. Not a massively thick chocolate, but not too bad. So obviously this one's going to be probably more about the biscuit. So this is another white chocolate representation in the box. Got a bit of dark chocolate drizzle, of course, but I imagine hopefully it takes more white chocolate. But as I say, it's not a very thick chocolate on this one, but you do get 4 of these. Yeah, looks interesting. Looks very nice. But does it taste good? Let's find out. I lift myself up. But yeah, it's very nice. Much appreciated if you subscribe, and obviously, if you already are, if you like the videos as well, it really helps out. I think it's just all the YouTube algorithms, stuff like that. I think obviously if it's if YouTube's seen that a lot of people like the video as it's live, it'll possibly, hopefully, broadcast it more or advertise it more as it's live. So that's the gist of it, I think. Of course, no one really knows how this algorithm works other than YouTube itself. But yeah, I think we have to assume things like that, so it's very much appreciated. Okay, let's give this one a taste. That's very nice. With a shortbread biscuit. Let's go. Yeah, what was it actually called? Does it actually say what it was called? Yeah, white chocolate shortcake halo. So yeah, shortcakey shortbread type biscuit. Okay. Must say this one definitely can taste the white chocolate. It's quite good actually. I think it's well proportioned actually. This one. I was a bit worried that it would be too much biscuit, not enough white chocolate, but actually I think it's proportioned quite well. You can definitely taste the white chocolate there. I can't really taste any dark chocolate, but like Andrew was saying before with the other one that was kind of the other way around, maybe if it wasn't there, the white chocolate would be more creamy. It's hard to say. But nonetheless, I quite like this one actually. I think this is well proportioned. As I say, I was very worried that it would be just too much biscuit to a chocolate ratio. Yeah, not bad at all. I actually quite like this one actually. I think this is very nice. I think it's the same. More, it's definitely a white chocolate one, so you definitely, if you really don't like white chocolate or whatever, I think, you might be a bit, against this one, but I think it's actually quite nice, and you can definitely taste the white chocolate. It's definitely proportioned very well. I think actually this one's a lot nicer than you'd think. It's a bit more of a standard biscuit. It's more about the biscuit than anything else, but I think because you can't really taste the thickness of the chocolate like you can in the others perhaps, but I think it's actually another very nice one actually. Yeah, I think for me this one works, and as I say, I think it proportions very well. I feel like this sort of one here, this one for me wasn't really proportioned well. It was quite thick and everything, but I think the biscuit was a bit too soft and the chocolate not quite thick enough. Even though it was quite thick, I feel like it was just a weird one. I don't think it quite worked, but I feel this one, even though it's very sort of I guess a bit less what's the word? Not quite as doesn't quite have. That's quite interesting. It's got like chocolate thing in the middle there. I quite like that. Something went a bit wrong there, but there we go. You can see it. Yeah, that's quite interesting. But yeah, I feel like this one a bit more unassuming. I think it actually works a lot better than you'd think, and I actually quite like that one. I think I say it's not really going to sort of blow your socks off or make you sort of look at it thinking, oh, I need to have that one, but it's actually very nice and proportioned well. So I think for me it's a 4 out of 5, that one actually. A lot better than you'd imagine. You might say maybe the chocolate should be thicker, and I think if it was, would it be too creamy? I'm not sure, too white chocolatey, but as it stands, I actually think it works pretty well. Yeah. Just help with the algorithm stuff. Oh, yes. And if it works even after the live stream, yeah, I think you're probably right there, Joe. Well, it can only be a good thing, can't it? I think is the gist of it. So thanks so much for always reminding about that, and thanks Catcher as well for that. And if you love Fox's biscuits, yes, they are really indulgent biscuits, aren't they? They're a very good brand, very indulgent. Really a cut above a lot of others. Really, I quite like Borders dark chocolate gingers, and I wish Fox's would do a dark chocolate ginger actually, but But yeah, as you say, theirs are sort of more like this, aren't they? So I can understand it. Very nice biscuits. There's not one biscuit I don't think I wouldn't eat out of this selection. I know what you mean there, Cupid, and I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I'll have to try and remember that quote for when I sum up in a bit. I think that's probably going to be something I'll be saying. Actually, it's a quadruple chocolate cookies for Sainsbury's. Yeah, don't think it's Fox's. Good point now. Do Fox's do any sort of those kind of biscuits, Andrew? They must do. You would have thought. I can't quite think off the top of my head. Fox's make their own mid-tier chocolate cookies for the most supermarkets. Yeah. Yeah, do they? So they have their own. I can't quite recall, but yeah, I would have thought they would do. Oh, amazing. Very interesting. Oh, thank you so much, Nathan. That's lovely of you to say. Thank you. Oh, it's very nice of you to say. Thank you so much. That's really lovely of you to say. Thank you. I assume you're a bit of a gamer as well, like the old Assassin's Creed games, I assume. Maybe you're in them. Possible borders, but I'm inclined to say maybe a small, more artisanal bakery type company. Yes. What make the yeah. Possibly right there. Yeah, possibly right there, Andrew, I think. Yes. Interesting one, though, isn't it? Interesting one. But yeah. But it's still be quite a lot of them to go out for all the supermarkets, wouldn't there? So, yeah, interesting. Okay, so what have we got next then? Yes. So we've done the first, well, they've done these top three in the middle here. Milk chocolate shortcake. Right, so this one. So we've got the milk chocolate fudge sundae. This is the milk chocolate shortcake. Yes, I have to be careful not to confuse those. Yeah. Quite difficult actually. There's a few that look quite similar here actually. Okay, actually no, there's not. It's not too bad. All right. Okay, let's zoom down or move down. Right, there we go. Right, yeah, so don't forget to check out Discord, by the way. I think Nightbot's mentioned it there. There is a Discord server for chatting after the events, and this, that's, you know, posting pictures of chocolate, things like this. And yeah, it's pretty well active as well. So yeah, check that out. Links in the description and Discord. And Nightbot's mentioned it here as well. There we go. Obviously, you probably can't remember that, but there we go. But there we are. But you can click on it in the chat, of course. Right, okay, yes, so let's have a look. Let's see. What were we on? We're on the have a look on it. Milk chocolate shortcake, which I believe I think this is going to be the fudge sundae. It looks massive. So I reckon it'll probably be this one here, but it's still quite a thick one there. Yeah, okay. We'll see. The fudge sundae one looks very big. But as I say, it's a bit, well, we'll come to that in a minute. The fact that you've got that big fudge sundae one, two of those, but then only one of the smaller one, which is a bit rubbish, really. I'll just adjust the brightness a bit. Well, I'll try to. Okay. Just you see the sort of the difference between the dark and the white of the plate and the dark background, I think. And other things doesn't quite work sometimes. That's why I have to do it. All right, here we go. Okay, so width at the bottom, well, yeah, about 4.83. But at the top, obviously, it's domed, so it's going to be, well, to be honest with you, it's not bad. If you look at it, it is actually a bit wider, maybe, or maybe the same width, so it doesn't really dome out that much, so it's actually not bad. 4.8. 4.8, yeah, so it's not bad actually. It's not like most other bars or most other things where they'll say that dome makes it thinner. It doesn't really in this case. We've seen that before. Maybe that was what was going on before. They want 1.1 to 1.1 basically centimeters high. Okay, let's snap it in half. Yes, there we go. Look at that. I think this might be the fudge one, you know. I'm not sure. It's got something on top anyway. I don't really know. Find out. Or maybe it's just thick chocolate. See if it will focus in. Yeah, I don't know actually. Maybe it's just chocolate and biscuit. Looks very interesting, doesn't it? Does look nice. So quite a lot. It seems to have a sort of chocolate covering and a biscuit, chocolate biscuit maybe. Then maybe just regular shortcake. Hard to say that. I guess it's, I say, fudge cream, but I don't think it is. It does look very indulgent, as I say, and I think the proportions look pretty good. I mean, look at that. You know, say got Kewpie's chocolate nibble going on there, I would imagine. Yes. Does look very tasty. Yeah. Mouth's watering a bit actually. Might look very nice, these biscuits. They are very nice. Yeah, very nice indeed. Okay, let's just get the brightness back to how it was. Okay, there we go. Yeah, not bad. Okay. Yes. Foxy's cookies taste too coconutty for you. Ah, okay. Supermarket mid-tier cookies, the own brand ones. Made by Foxy's. Yeah, so do they. Yeah. Possibly then, possibly. Yeah, it might say on the back. I wonder if they have a different, I wonder if they tried to just say produced for Sainsbury's or whatever. Oh yes, this is traditional honey bread here. Ah, it's an interesting name, that really, honey bread. It just goes to show really. I wonder why it's called that. Must be a reason. I'm sure we have similar things in the UK which as I say, a bit the name doesn't quite work out, but yeah. I think the more expensive taste different style cookies don't taste of coconut. Maybe because coconut's cheaper bulk age. Yeah, perhaps you could be right there, Andrew. Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. Adds an artificial. Maybe it adds a sweetness without increasing the calories as well. Perhaps maybe there's some, because you know everything at the moment has to have a lot of less sugar and things like this. With less choc though. Yeah, it's probably more healthy in Brazil, perhaps, Sergio. But we can get them without chocolate at all here. You know, can you get them without chocolate there as well, or is it sort of like the honey? Was it honey bread? Was that the sort of with chocolate as well? Okay, let's give it a go then. I don't think this is the fudge one, as I say, but we'll find out. Let's give it a taste. I don't think it is, but it's definitely got like a cream in it or something, or it seems to have. Interesting one. It's very sort of, it is quite creamy because of that. As I say, it does seem to have a sort of chocolate cream in it. I don't think it's a fudge cream anyway. Yeah, I assume this is the sort of milk chocolate shortcake. Interesting one, that. I quite like that, the way it's got, I say, something else in it. It's very soft on top. A nice crunch as well. Interesting one. So it's not just basically, you know, a redo of all the others just with a shortcake in the middle. It's actually got like a soft, I'd say, a sort of semi-creamy layer on top. I'd say it's more a cream, so not not really like a bourbon cream, but not a million miles away from something like that. But a bit sort of softer though. It's quite nice actually. Quite a nice crunch. I don't think the the cream's okay. I think it's very much a biscuit cream. You know what I mean? So you are back in the realms of a biscuit with this. You know, I was saying before, maybe someone you could imagine working as a chocolate bar, they would just scaled differently. You know, turned into a block of chocolate basically. Whereas this one, I think it's definitely feels more of a biscuit, if you know what I mean. I mean, you could obviously turn it into a chocolate bar and stuff like that, but you know, it tastes like something you know in a biscuit. Is the gist of it? Is what I'm trying to say. So it's not too bad actually. But as I say, I think that sort of biscuit cream taste, you know, it's nice and everything, but it does sort of, I don't know. I feel like it's not the sort of the best sort of filling, if that makes sense. As I say, it's okay though, but yeah. I don't know. I think for me, it's probably a bit subjective this, but I think for me, it's kind of just keeps it back in the realms of the biscuit rather than lifting it into something a bit more indulgent, if that makes sense. Well, I think it's still nice. I think it's probably a low 4, high 3.5. I'm going to give it the benefit of that and say 4 again. Actually, it's still a very nice one. So the chocolate's nice and creamy. That biscuit cream is sort of chocolate's. It's more taste of biscuit cream. I said the chocolate's creamy. It is, but you get more of a taste of the cream in the middle. Actually, you get a nice crunch of shortcake biscuit as well. So it's quite a good combination. It works pretty well. I don't think it's like going to say blow your socks off or anything, but it's a good indulgent, biscuit is the gist of it with I say nice chocolate cream. Yeah, it's not bad at all. 4 out of 5 for that one. But as I say, I don't think it's really any higher than that, But very nice. Enjoyed it. Yeah. So what have we got next then? Let's have a look. Maybe we should do the. Well, we've only got one of these now. It's the white chocolate sundae here in the bottom left. Now, we've only got one of these, and as I say, I think that's pretty poor. That really. So let's just get the crumbs away. What's everyone's plans this evening, by the way? Anyone doing anything nice? Anyone got any nice food plans going on? Yeah, I think Jao was saying chocolates for dinner. So yes. What's everyone got planned on? Hopefully, hopefully something nice. A difficult one, isn't it? Because of course, you might have a main meal first. It might mean that it's difficult to get decent dessert afterwards because you might be too full, but Okay, let's have a see. Alright, there we are. Okay, so we got the, so this white chocolate one. Now, it's quite thick, but we mentioned before, I mean, you can see that gap there is so shallow, they could easily have 2 of these, and you've got this massive thick one here. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at that, it's huge. You get 2 of these, but only 1 of these. It's about the same height actually, maybe slightly not quite as tall, but clearly if you can have 2 of these, you can have 2 of these any day. So it's really poor that there's only one. I mean, it's poor anyway that that there's only one of something in this, regardless of what it is, because it's a chocolate selection. So if you got, you're always probably going to have more than one person generally. I think the idea, I mean, obviously not always, but the idea with selections is that they cater for more than one person. So this isn't catering for more than one person, is it? So I think this is really poor. For a chocolate selection, you know what I mean? It's just poor. It should just not be allowed that. I mean, even though you'd have to artificially lift up this one, so you'd only have 3 of them. Just have 3 of these. It's still not very good that they would artificially, say raise this so you can only have 3 in rather than 4. But I'd rather they do that and have 2 of these. Have 4 of those ones. It's just a bit silly, really. Okay, yes, whole wheat cereal with peanut butter, homemade choc, and some dehydrated coconut with strawberries. Quite rich. Don't do it. So you having for dinner, you say? Yeah, crikey. So it does still sound very healthy, though, Joe. You managed a good balance there, I think, of healthy but indulgent food. Very, very clever that you managed to do that, really. Yeah, well done there. Yeah, I see. You make some good stuff there. Could have your own channel showing how you make all these things, I think, Jow, 4.6 in width there at the bottom. At the top, probably a bit wider, actually, which is unusual for biscuits. 4.8, yeah, for anything, really. So they are pretty chunky things, these. About 1.3 in height. There we go. Yeah, did I do the width, yeah. 4.5 there. About 4.1 at the top. Yeah, about 4.1 again, actually. Yeah. on top of this one at 4.8, as we said before. Okay, so yeah, so what's this one called again? Let's just check, get a hint of white chocolate sundae it's called. So, all right, let's give it a bit of a snap if we can. Look at that. Well, this one does look indulgent, actually. I think possibly Andrew was saying how nice this one was before. I think he could be onto something. It does look good. A good combination of things here. See if we can just get it to focus in a bit better. Almost there. There we go. Yeah, so you can see there's like a dark chocolate biscuit and a shortcake biscuit, and then covered in white chocolate. So I think that's a very pleasing to look at, aesthetically pleasing biscuit there. I think with the combinations looks very nice, and a thick white chocolate as well. So again, got the QP seal of approval of the chocolate nibble. Looks very good, that, doesn't it? That looks very nice. A nice combination, and I think that's you know, you've got, so basically you've got to. What's good about it is normally, as I say, when you get these things, they try to combine white chocolate with other chocolates and things, and what it does is it just takes away from the white chocolate. Whereas this one, it's a chocolate biscuit, so you're not going to take away from the white chocolate itself, and I think that's a really good idea, that one. Yeah. So you know, I think you're going to get a good, well-proportioned biscuit this time. So let's have a go. Okay, let's just adjust the colour again to get myself back to normal. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yes, very healthy but high calorie. Yeah, I see. Well, one of those is, I guess it's better to get your calories from healthy stuff than unhealthy things, I guess, is the gist of it, you know. And you do need so many calories a day anyway, so, you know, yeah, I think you've got it under control, I think is the gist of it. A very thick layer of white chocolate. Yes, it certainly is. Wow. Yeah, let's give this one a go, I think, Joe. Let's have a see. It does look very indulgent. Let's have a go. Yeah. Yeah, so you do get the white chocolate, as I say, proportioned well here. So you do get to taste it pretty well, and the biscuit. You get a slight sort of cocoiness from the middle layer as well. So it does work pretty well, actually. One layer of cloth. That man's a bit greasy, some of these biscuits. But yes, very very interesting this one. I think it's actually proportioned very well indeed. And I think it looks very nice. And so I'm glad they didn't do a milk or dark chocolate sort of chocolate in there as well. I think it's actually proportioned very well. This is one of my favourites in the box. It features in the Waitrose and M&S versions of the biscuit box. And I think in the Audi one too, but they may have misremembered. It's really good. Yeah, I think this one is very good. Very good, Andrew. I think it's very sort of, it's just well proportioned, and it's not, as I say, it gets the sort of milk chocolate or whatever in there in the form of the cocoa from the biscuit, and I think you can actually taste it. And you do get a thick layer of white chocolate, and you can taste that, but it's not too much of it either. It's really well proportioned. Yeah. As I say, the problem is there's only one of them in the box. You know, it's really poor, that. But yeah. It is very nice. I think like I feel like it is still really nice. I think it's hard to say though. I don't feel like it's sort of blowing my socks off or whatever though. If you know, if that makes sense. I do really like it. I feel like it's good set of textures, and I feel like the white chocolate's nice and sort of very quite creamy chocolate really. So a bit of a quick swig of my drink. A bit of a dry mouth from all the biscuits, I think. I think it's very it's, I don't know, I feel like I still don't feel like it's sort of like a 5 out of 5. I'm not sure if it's a 4.5. It's still very nice. I just feel like it's just very solid, enjoyable biscuit really. I feel like it's, yeah, I feel like it just worked very well, and I feel like this one is, as I say, really sort of well done, well proportioned, and it looks nice. I feel like at the end of the day though, you perhaps don't get much from the sort of chocolate, sort of milk chocolate biscuit in there. You know, it adds a bit of something, but not loads of much, if you know what I mean. I feel like there could be ways to get it more indulgent and work well, but would take more effort really, is the gist of it. But I still think it's a very indulgent and a nice biscuit, really. But I still think it's probably, you know, it's more on the 4.5 end of it than the 3.5. But I still think it's probably a 4 for me, I think. But it's still a very nice biscuit, as I say. I still really like it. And a good white chocolate taste as well. And so you've got all the sort of, you know, a good proportion, well proportioned biscuit. I do like it. You know, yeah, it's one of those. I just feel like it's not got any sort of oomph to lift it up from that, really. You know, some biscuits just have a bit of something to do that, and it's quite rare, really, I think. But let's say it's a solid biscuit. I feel like all the biscuits so far in this selection have been quite, I won't say similar, but they've had that same sort of ceiling that they've hit. You know, they've not really sort of, I say, need something else in them to sort of push them a bit higher up, or some more indulgence or something. You know what I mean? So far, anyway. But they're still very nice, and as I say, you know, yeah, I have to always emphasise that a 4 out of 5 is still a very good score. You know, it's just they've just not got that sort of X factor that takes them a bit higher, really. Yeah, but it's still really nice biscuit. That, yeah, I did like that one. And as I said, I feel like they've proportioned it to look good and taste nice as well. Yes, not bad at all. Now I've got this big chunky one. I think this is this one. The milk chocolate fudge sundae. So this is a massive one. This one. Let's move myself down. Just brush off the chocolate a bit from the plate. Yes. Okay. Right. Move myself down. All right. Yes, milk chocolate fudge sundae. Yes, this one does look huge. So this is a massive one. This one. It's a really chunky biscuit. This one looks very looks very big. Okay, so let's have a look. It's almost like a tea cake. If it was raised any higher, it would look like a tea cake, really. Which is, you know, one of those biscuit bottomed, marshmallow filled offering with milk chocolate sort of top around it. So it's about 5.4 centimeters in width at the bottom, but there's chocolate sticky outy bits. About 5.4 at the top, roughly, and the height. There is some raised bits from the chocolate decoration. About 1.6 there, but with the decoration, roughly. If I can, hard to do actually because it's quite a bit wider than the. Yeah, about 1.7 there. Yeah. 1.6. You get about a millimetre extra, basically. I wonder if I could snap this one. I feel like it's going to be quite soft on the top. There you go, I can. I wonder if the last one was the fudge one, you know, and this is just a shortcake one. I think the last one might have been the fudge one, you know. I think I got them the wrong way around. I was feeling this is going to be filled with fudge, but I think this is just a massive shortcake biscuit. So I think the one I did before, in fact, I'll use the graphic on the screen. So I think this one's actually the top right one. I think this one's actually the milk chocolate shortcake in the top right, and the one we did before was the milk chocolate fudge sundae. So yeah, so you got the wrong way around there, basically. They do look quite similar. It's hard to tell the difference, really. So you got, you know, this is them both at the bottom. You know, on the box, the chocolate decoration looks a different colour, but in hand, it's the same colour. So yeah. It wasn't that much of a fudge taste there, have to be said, but there we go. But yeah, I don't think this has got... The other one did have something in it, whereas this one certainly doesn't. So yeah. So there we are. All right, so this one is the milk chocolate shortcake then. We got them the wrong way around. But never mind. Okay, I'll just lift myself up a bit. I'll move this graphic as well, covering my face. Some might like that, but... okay. Yeah, I'll just try and change the coloration as well. That's already all right. There we go. That's good. Yes. I won't be able to rate this selection objectively. I'm a huge fan of my biscuit honey bread like. See, great selection today. And childhood memories. Yeah, it's one of the, I know what you mean, Joe. It's quite difficult, isn't it, sometimes? As you say, some things just, as I say, give you that sort of nostalgic feel. So I do know what you mean, yes. It can be quite difficult sometimes, actually. Yeah. But it's very much that kind of set. I know what you mean. I can imagine... As you say, being reminiscent, if you have this every day, say maybe you went to your grand's when you were younger and she always had it, or had it for Christmas or something like that. You can see there in the middle there's something, looks like a bit of more of a burnt biscuit look for it. I think it's just, yeah, maybe just an air pocket or something, and the heat got inside and baked the biscuit a bit more. But you can see it's like a golden surround where it's been baked. But yeah, okay, let's give this one a taste. Very big, chunky one, this one. Really big. Let's give it a go. I mentioned like shortcake, shortbread and things like this. I'm not sure the difference precisely, but these ones are not very buttery, you know, so you're not getting that sort of, it's more of a crunchy biscuit rather than like a buttery shortbread or whatever you might get in those shortbread selection as typical Scotland, as Highland shortbread collections, whatever it is, very much a sort of not much butter in these ones. It's more of a crunch, not very soft. This biscuit again is not bad actually. It's a very thick but very soft. I think this one you could probably get away with dunking. I think this one's probably more about the biscuit than anything else. But I say the chocolate, because it's such a big biscuit, it is quite thick chocolate, and it's still very nice. It doesn't taste like a plain biscuit with chocolate on it. It's quite a sort of a creamy milk chocolate again. It's a cut above a chocolate digestive, I would say. Yeah. In fact, there's lots of biscuit though. Does work with the amount of chocolate because it's quite thick and prominent. Still another nice one, I think. I think they just do all of these well. You know what I mean? They're just all well executed biscuits so far. I don't say any of them. I don't think any of them have particularly stood out massively. But none of them have been. Maybe the wheel one was a bit disappointing that it just wasn't really proportioned too well. I don't know. There's something a bit not quite right about it, if you know what I mean, compared to the others. But it's still very nice. But it just I felt like there could be improvements made on that one. But yeah, this one again, it's another solid biscuit. It's not, again, it's a bit more normal than the others, I feel like. It's more of a normal biscuit. I feel like it is a cut above a chocolate digestive, which I would say is probably a 3 out of 5. I don't feel disappointed by it. I just don't think there's as much about this one, but it's still a nice biscuit, and I don't think you'd be disappointed eating it at all. I just think it's probably, I say a chocolate digestive is your sort of 3 out of 5, and I think this is a bit better than that, but not massively much. So I think it's a 3.5 out of 5, that one, but it's still nice. Let's say if you bear in mind a chocolate digestive is 3 out of 5, it is a bit better than that one. But yeah, I don't think I could. It's not quite on the level of the others. Basically, it's a bit more mundane than those, but it's still very nice. Still a nice biscuit, that one. Yeah. Come to think of it, yes. Does this company of 170 years export its products? Well, you'd hope so, Joe. You'd hope so. Whether they do, I don't know. They might have a different brand name, but they always tend to have a very specific look to them, and these are the sort of like the looks to them they have. So they always would. You'd know them basically. It's like Andrew was saying before. You see them in the UK in other brands, in other shops under their own brand, but having a distinct look to them. So it's likely that they are made by this company. I don't know if Andrew knows that for sure, but I think I can see what he's saying, because they are very similar biscuit selections. So yeah, so you would definitely see this sort of like hexagonal one, or was it? No, it's not hexagonal, is it? It's octagonal one, and this sort of shape one here in the top middle as well. They're the sort of typical ones you'd get, so you probably would see those really. But they might just do a different standard biscuit for other countries, of course, because it's different tastes and things. So you would like to think they would do, but I don't know for sure if they do. As you say, because they are an old company, so But if they did, it might go to sort of, yeah, I don't know. You might find them in places like Australia or maybe Canada or possibly the US. People who used to sort of UK products basically would want them to come back in, and they've kind of they still have a demand for them. I don't know whether they would export to maybe countries that perhaps don't have the the history of enjoying them. Basically, I'm not sure. Depends really, and of course they're quite chocolatey, so whether they'd melt in other climates and things, I don't know. So yes, I'm not too sure, but let me know if you do see them. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just speculating, of course. It's just based on what I'm assuming. I don't know that for sure, but yeah, interesting one. Let me know if you do see them though, Joe. Yeah, let me know. But they might, as I say, might be under a different brand name or something like that. They do other types of biscuits as well, more regular ones, but they are still quite indulgent ones. Right, so yes, so we've done the right. So okay, we've only got 4 more though. Still got 4 more. Milk Chocolate Club Crunch. Now this one, to be honest with you, I think this one's going to be probably the most mundane one in the box. I do remember. I think it'll be similar to the sort of the one in the top right, really. The fudge sundae. Well, not the fudge sundae. The one we just had actually. Cross between that and the fudge sundae was in as far as size is concerned. Let me just those crumbs. There we go. Yes, have a little bowl to put the crumbs in. Okay, yes, we get 3 of these ones in the box. So I think these ones again are a bit more of the mundane ones. I can imagine this is probably already going to be a 3.5 out of 5. I think. There we go. It's just a standard, typical shortbread biscuit basically, but still nice. About 4.6. So it depends on. This is in between. About 4.7 actually maybe. But then from sort of the widest to widest, about 4.884. the bottom. About 9mm there, and the height. Yeah, interesting one. So not too bad. I think let's give it a bit of a. Let's say, yeah, they're quite good. These ones. They look like these sort of, go a bit thinner at the top, but they don't really. They're quite. They do sort of it, but it's only at the very top. They still remain quite, not quite straight-sided, but they do a pretty good job of still being quite thick. They don't just go thinner at the top, if that makes sense. And you can see here it's a bit of a darker baked biscuit, a bit more of a crunchy one, this one. You can see there's some like, what is it, wheatmeal biscuit pieces in or whatever. There's like whitey bits. Very short they are, but I think sort of oaty type things. So I can get it to focus in a bit better. There we go, look at that. Yeah. You can see this one's a bit more cereal-y, but I think slightly, but not much. It's got, as I say, whitey bits in there. I don't know really what they are particularly. I probably should know, but I don't know, probably some name for it, like spelt or something, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, so yeah, milk chocolate club crunch it's called. Okay, so it looks to be baked a bit longer, this one, doesn't it? You can see it's a lot darker than the other ones. So I think it might taste a bit more. Yeah, I don't know what's the biscuit taste a bit more like. Can't think of it. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know if I was going to say something that it wasn't. I had something in mind, but yeah. Okay. Right. All right. Let's give it a taste. Really nice sort of crunchy biscuit. This one, I think. If it's more biscuit-like than the others, I think the others are more indulgent biscuits. This looks a bit more regular, but still, I feel like it looks a bit like a dark chocolate ginger type consistency actually. Obviously without the ginger taste. I think that's what I was thinking of. Okay, let's give it a go. It is. It's not bad actually. I was thinking it might be a bit sort of mundane, and I guess it kind of is, but it's it's not bad. It's got a nice crunch to it. It's very crunchy. It's a lot more crunchy than the other ones, even though the consistency, conversely, is kind of the same. It's the actual biscuit is a crunchier biscuit, if that makes sense. It does taste like it could be a dark chocolate ginger from Borders. It just doesn't have that gingery taste. I mean, it almost feels like it does. It's as if my brain is making up the fact that it tastes gingery. Yeah. So imagine a dark chocolate ginger, or a chocolate ginger, but without the ginger taste. That's what this is. And actually, I was going to say it's a 3.5. I don't know. Yeah. I like the consistency. I like that sort of bite, that crispness to it. It's actually very nice. And I say, if you're not a big fan of ginger, but want, this is the way to experience a dark chocolate ginger or a chocolate ginger without the strong gingery taste. Now for me, dark chocolate gingers or chocolate ginger, milk chocolate ones are probably 4.5, 5 out of 5 biscuits for me. They're just spot on. Really, really like those. Very indulgent, perfectly proportioned. Got that oomph about it with the ginger taste and things. This one's got all that, but without the sort of like the oomph of the ginger taste. It's still nice, actually. I think, it's just because this is the thing with them, really. I think as a whole, the biscuits don't have any. If you had like an extra ingredient or an extra texture, for the most part, they probably would start going into the 4.5s where they've otherwise been 4s. And again, this one, it just doesn't have that oomph of an extra flavour or whatever. But it's still a nice biscuit. So I think but it's still rather mundane. But I think it's just slightly lifted by the consistency of that biscuit. It's tempting still to give it a 3.5, but I think, yeah, it's a very high 3.5, quite a low 4. I think is the gist of it. Hard one to say. I don't know. I'm just trying to think: is it really as good as the 4s I've been given? I've given out before, and I'm not sure. It's very nice all the same. Yeah, I'm gonna give it the benefit. I would say a 4, but I think it's probably on another day a 3.5. Really, it's still but it is very nice. I think it's just got a nice crunch to it, and I think that biscuit in there is very nice. Yeah, as I say, it's not a high 4 though by any means. It really isn't, but there we go. Yeah, but not bad at all. Not bad at all. Oh, and hello, Jake. How are you doing? Yes, I have actually. I have. Yes, I did review them a few weeks back. Actually, I think maybe was it 2 or 3, 4 weeks ago. I think I did do. Yes. I did like them actually. Feel like I can't quite recall what I gave them now. I have to plug my video there and watch it. But yes, I can't quite remember. But I did like them. Is the gist of it. I quite like flips generally. They are very nice. I think did I think it was a bit not quite gingery enough. I'm not sure. I mean, what did you think? Did you like them? I think for me, sometimes these sort of gingerbread flavours taste quite, you know, speculoosy or something like that, you know, or Lebkuchen type, rather than really gingery. Is the gist of it. So that's sometimes, you know, yeah, a problem I have with these. I can't quite recall off the top of my head if that was the case with these ones. I feel like it possibly was. And I think the thing as well is that sometimes it's only on the outside as well, you know, it's just the flavouring on top of it as well is what's flavoured rather than the pretzel itself, and that's sometimes a bit disappointing. But I do like flips generally, they are very nice, yeah. Oh, I'm glad you're doing okay. Good to hear, good to hear, good to see you. Yes, I'm not doing too bad, thank you. Yeah, not too bad, yes. Just, as you say, well, as I say, I guess, getting through these chocolate biscuits and quite enjoying them actually. But I feel like it would be nice, like you've mentioned there, if there was some other flavours to the biscuit, well, like you've alluded to maybe, like if there's some other flavours to the biscuit, because all the biscuits are just biscuit flavoured, as in they don't have a flavour really. It would be nice if they did do other kinds, and I think that's a good point. Yeah. Not had them yet, going to try them later, but I enjoyed the salted caramel flips. Yes, cookies and cream. I like the salted caramel ones. I think they were really nice actually. Yeah, and I quite like the. Well, I think is it the strawberries and cream one? I don't know what it's called. Strawberry cheesecake ones or whatever. Quite sickly, but I quite like them all the same. But I think if you have a few of them, they get too much. But yeah, let me know if you like them. By the way, it'd be good to hear. Yeah, and if you ever do get to watch the review I've done, let me know what you think, if you agree with me or not. I think sometimes I've found that while I do like them, sometimes I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I don't know. I do like them. I feel like they're just limited sometimes by the fact that the pretzel itself is always the same, and it's just the flavour on top, if you know what I mean. Sometimes, you know, yeah, I don't know. Don't know if I'm making much sense there. I do quite like it though, is the gist of it. But I feel like sometimes it's just more of a flavouring rather than an actual thing, if you know what I mean. Like it's a salted caramel flavour rather than actually salted caramel. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. For me, a hint of salt just takes the biscuits to the next level, especially when it's balanced out with a bit of sweetness. Yeah, good point that really, good point. Yeah. I think that's it, if you just get them proportioned just right. And I feel like that's kind of what's possibly missing with a lot of these biscuits to lift them up to being higher than a 4 in some cases. They've not really got any extra flavour to them. It's just chocolate and biscuit basically. Maybe they have a couple of chocolate flavours, maybe. And there's one that's got a bit of fudge in it, but at the end of the day it's not much. It's just like a biscuit cream. It's not really anything special, if you know what I mean. So one of those, yeah, one of those. But I don't know, get what you mean. If you get it just right, I think you're spot on there. I think you're spot on. I'm just going to zoom down a bit. Oh, what have we got next? Let's just have a check. Let's see. Yes, the dark chocolate shortcake halo. Right, so I had the white chocolate one before, so I assume it's very similar. Yes, and hello there. Shouldn't be promoting smoking, of course. Yes. But I hope you're doing all right. Yeah, good to see you. I'm not doing too bad, thank you. How are you doing? You doing okay? Yeah, I hope you're doing all right. Yes, good to see you. Yeah, it's a nice day today. Actually, well, it's not a nice day outside, but it's a nice day for biscuits. Oh, hope you're doing okay. Good to see you. Right, let's have a look. I'll just adjust the brightness slightly. Okay, so what we're on now, as I say, yes, the dark chocolate halos. So these are quite thick ones actually. We did do there's the white chocolate halo one. I think it was called the same name. White chocolate shortcake halo. I've got the milk chocolate one. You can clearly see the difference. It's a different biscuit again. They've not just done the same one, you know, and just basically just covered it in a different type of chocolate. It's a lot bigger and a different biscuit completely. Yeah. So interesting, that one. Interesting. Looks very nice. Looks a bit like a donut really from Krispy Kreme. To be honest with you, you could photo that in the right sort of context, or the right sort of, you know, without sort of me holding it like this, and you could actually think it was a ring donut. Yes, and oh, thank you so much, Mogi. Yes, glad you enjoyed it. It's really nice to know. Oh, thank you so much. Always appreciate to have your support. Oh, and hi there, Scotty. Glad you can make it. I know you're probably out and about, so you are. But yes, hope you're having a good day, Scotty. Great to hear from you. Oh yes, always good orange chocolate bar there. Always good to see. Okay, let's give us a bit of a measure then. Okay. Right, so see, about 5.6 centimetres in diameter. Height, this one is one way it doesn't seem to be quite straight at the sides. About 9.3 millimetres in height. So there is a decoration which would add a millimetre, I think. Let's just prove that. Yeah, about 1.1 actually in that case. Okay, and then yeah, the width of the top bit, unscientific, this hard to measure really, obviously where do you do it, but on the slope about 5.2. There we go. Yes. There we are, yes, I see. Yeah. Right, okay, yes, I see. It's organic tobacco, you say, right? All right, I see. It's an interesting one. Yeah, well, I'm glad it's doing you good either way. I don't I can't quite promote it really, is the gist of it, just in case. But yes, well, I'm glad it does you. If it does you good, you know, who's to stop you? So there we are. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad it's doing you well, as I say. But yes, I don't know. I'm not sure whether basically it's not something that I'm not. I mean, my parents both sort of basically smoked or what have you, really, and it's just kind of put me off forever, really. I don't, yeah, you know, it didn't do them much good as a gist of it. So I can't say for sure whether there's any kind that would work, but if it works for you and it makes you feel better, it's definitely good, you know, yeah. So there we go. Yes, so you can see there, nice shortcake side there in the side. It's quite a nice uniform shape, and I quite like the way that the in this case at least, the topping is kind of, well, the decoration's kind of worked its way quite well. It looks very nice actually. It's aesthetically nice, doesn't it? The way that ribbon has gone round it there. It looks pretty good. It looks nice. Nice shape as well. And I'll say the sort of like the thickness of the chocolate seems quite uniform. Look at that. Very uniform, in fact. It looks very yeah, it looks really good. That looks really nice. Let's see, flat at the bottom there with the tyre tracks. Okay, right. Let's lift myself up, give it a taste. Right, there we go. Yeah, so let's see. Right. Okay. I'll just adjust the brightness just to get it back on track. Won't be mo. Yeah, basically, if I, as you probably have seen, sometimes it just gets a bit too what's the word? I forgot the word is now. Saturated because of the white plate and the black background. Sometimes I think so. It's one of those. That's why I have to sort of adjust the brightness sometimes. All right, let's give this a go then. As I say, it looks very interesting. Give it a taste. Got a soft biscuit again. It's a typical biscuit that we've seen in a lot of the others. I would say the dark chocolate though is a bit it's one of those. It's got my foot there. I wouldn't say it's very dark chocolatey, this one. It's a kind of slightly dark chocolate, but it's not really so. I mean, the dark chocolate in this one was definitely more distinct. This one, it looks, yeah, it's slightly lighter really. I feel like this one tasted more dark chocolate, even though there was a bit of a white chocolate in there as well. This one doesn't taste too dark chocolate-like, actually. Yeah. It's okay. It's not really, I don't know, I don't feel like it's going to really please too many people, that one. I feel like it's not very dark chocolatey, but not milk chocolatey. It's just a sort of, it's almost like a dark milk almost, you know. It's okay. I feel like it's just an okay one, that one. It's not really, the chocolate's not really that sort of emphasised, prominent, or really much of anything. It's okay. It's yeah, I don't know. I feel like this one's probably the most mundane one in the set so far, actually. Not to say that dark milk's a problem. It's just the chocolate's not come across as particularly anything. It's not really that it necessarily is dark milk. It just has a sort of, it has a bit of a more of a nothing taste. It's not really dark chocolate. It's not really milk chocolate. It's one of those. Yeah. So I think for me, it's probably, yeah. Let's say the biscuit's quite normal. It's like all the biscuit and everywhere else. But I think the chocolate's kind of, as I say, just not really much of anything, unfortunately. I think the proportion, it looked very nice and was proportioned very well, but I think the taste is probably quite an average one. It's not, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll say chocolate digestive is probably a 3 out of 5. I think this is probably maybe not quite as good as that, but I think it's probably still a 3 out of 5. It's not quite as good as a dark chocolate digestive, that one, a white chocolate digestive. Not too bad. Yeah, it's all right. But I think that's probably the most mundane one in the set. And if anything, it's a 2.5 rather than a 3.5, really, I think. And on another day, I might have given that 2.5, really. Yeah. Bit of a shame, that one. But yeah, not really. It's just not dark chocolate. And it's labelled as being dark chocolate. And it's the only one that's dedicated to be dark chocolate, really. Whereas the other one, was the marbled one that actually tasted quite dark chocolatey. That one didn't. Yeah, so interesting. Yeah. Yes. Ah, you see, you think it's all got an unfair rap, you say? Yes, I see. Well, as I say, I can't, you know, if it's doing you good and you're not harming anyone else, you know, I think that's the gist of it. I think that's always a good thing. Yeah, one of those, you know, I don't know. But obviously, yes, yeah, it's one of those. As I say, I think if it does you good and it doesn't harm anyone else, then who's to say anything against it, really? But as I say, it's, you know, it's one of those, isn't it? But yeah, I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean. But yeah, yeah, interesting one, really. It's one of those where, as I say, I think, you know, I think everyone has their own story on different sides of things, and it does affect some people in different ways. And you could always argue that, you know, some people benefit from certain things, whereas for most people it doesn't seem that way. You know, but yeah, as I say, I think regardless of all that, if you feel better for doing it and it's doing you good and you don't harm anyone else and it doesn't get in the way of anyone else, then, you know, what's the problem? You know what I mean? So there we go. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look there. We've got the red one here. We're going to do the wrapped ones now. They left them to last, the two sort of wrapped ones. Yeah, so we've got the milk chocolate Regency and the milk chocolate orange Sundae. The orange Sundae's got the Fox's brand on it, you can see here. Yeah, which is interesting. Whereas the milk chocolate Regency is just plain. I feel like that one's probably been in a Cadbury's biscuit selection before now, you know. Could just because it's purple. But yeah, we'll do the milk chocolate orange Sundae first. Why not? So I think this is going to be a bit like the fudge one, basically, but with orange flavoured. Well, I don't know if fudge is the right word, but orange flavoured biscuit cream, whatever, instead. But I've always, you know, when I was young, the ones in the wrapper always were the ones I was most excited about. You know, they always just had that sort of indulgent appeal, really. Yeah. So it's one of them. Yes, it's one of those. Yes, let's have a go down. Let's see. Oh, I just went to open minus. Yeah, oh, yes, thank you so much. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? You know, it's one of them, isn't it? Oh, I forgot I've not been. Well, some of them I probably wouldn't put on the child too much, but yes, so it's open minus. Yeah, no, thank you so much. Yes. Well, it's one of those, isn't it? You know. But yeah, thank you. Oh, nice of you to say, so thank you very much. Oh, Susie. Hi, Susie. How are you doing? Yes. Oh, good to see you, Susie. It's been quite some time. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, hope you're doing okay. I don't know if you ever watched that review. I think it was the was it Pringles or Doritos? I always forget. The very spicy Doritos. Yes. I know it's a members only one, so I understand if you didn't want to do it. But if you ever do, I did mention you in it. But good to see you again either way. Hope you're doing all right. It's been some time, so really glad to see you doing okay. Oh, very nice to see you again. We're just doing the last two. The wrapped ones of these. So do the Fox's was it orange chocolate sundae or something like that? Milk chocolate orange sundae. There we go. So give this one open. Always seems to be quite indulgent. The ones that are wrapped, of course, in foil. At the end of the day, they probably just look quite mundane, but but the wrapping always gives them that little oomph, doesn't it? There you go. So you can see it's nothing too special on the inside. There we go. Bit of tire tracks there. A little lump at the top. You can see that's probably the orange cream there. You know, probably a bit not quite elegantly done, I think you'd say, which is a bit of a shame. Probably why they've put it in a foil, because it does look a bit poorly executed. Oh, you're good, thank you. Oh, good to hear, Susie. Good to hear. Hope you're well. Not too bad, thank you. Not too bad at all. Yes, very much enjoying these biscuits. You can't beat a Fox's classic. Very true indeed. Very true indeed. Yes. Yeah, one of those. They are very indulgent biscuits. Very much a sort of, yeah, you know, a good quality biscuit selection. I'm not rated any of them massively on this selection so far, but they've all been very solid biscuits, other than perhaps maybe one of them, which was just a bit more mundane than the others. But yes, but even that was still nice. So 4.9 centimeters diameter. Which is your favourite out of the lot then, Susie? Have you got a favourite in these? About 1.1 in height. But it can depend, it's a bit knobbly on the top. If I can move the calipers. Yeah, about 1.2, 1.3 almost on that side. Yeah, okay, but as you can clearly see, a bit knobbly on top. I might just try snapping it, but it might, a bit worried it might squish the top. I did have a knife somewhere, where's it gone? Might just cut this one with a knife perhaps. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Alright, yeah, it does have a cream on top. Let's There you go, you can see there. Yeah, so the cream's basically what's giving it that sort of weird bubble on the top of it. So you can see there, it's not orange flake coloured, it's yeah, just white, but it smells, has an orangey smell to it. That's quite an interesting one. So it's not like a cream, like a bourbon cream, it's an actual cream as such, I guess you'd say. Well, that looks interesting. Yeah, looks an interesting one, definitely. I think it's always been the orange cream in this one. I think it always has been. Definitely it's a new thing. Let's lift myself up, give it a taste. Yes. Yeah, so very, let's see. I left the colouring right. I was going to put the colouring down again, but I left it right. It's a very sort of, let's say, different than the rest. There was a fudge one in there, but it didn't really have a cream. So this one has kind of got something a bit of an oomph about it. But we'll see if it tastes nice. Let's give it a go. It does taste a bit like the fudge cream. It is quite a creamy cream. Yeah, I'm trying to think what's it in. It's a bit like when you get in perhaps maybe like some kind of cake bar or something, maybe. Yeah. Not bad. I think the cream does take over quite a lot from that, and it is, and by which I mean the orange flavouring's there, and it's quite a prominent flavour, but the cream sort of texture or flavour, I guess, of that actual cream is quite prominent, and it's not too bad. I feel like it's it'd be nice if it was conveyed in something else rather than just a sort of generic cream. If it was a chocolate cream or sort of like just a thick orange chocolate, basically. Yeah, so it's not as good as you'd hope, is the gist of it, I think, with this one. I think it's very much, it looks like it's going to be amazing, and I think it's still nice, but I just don't think it's kind of, top tier sort of biscuit antics, basically, is the gist of it. But as I say, a lot of these, are still very nice biscuits and still lovely, and as I say, a sort of a regular digestive is a 2 out of 5, and a chocolate digestive, I would say, is probably a 3 out of 5. I think this one's possibly slightly better than a chocolate digestive, but I don't think, again, it's like the upper tier of this, even though it does look very nice. I feel like the cream is just too prominent. It's just it just affects the flavour too much, the actual creaminess of it, if that makes sense. So if you imagine like a flavourless biscuit cream, you can still taste what it is, you know what I mean? It's even if it's flavoured like custard or whatever or something. Yeah, and it's a bit more creamier than normal, this one as well. So it's kind of, I don't know. I feel like I prefer the orange to have a better medium, basically, if it was just in the chocolate or if it was in a chocolate cream or something like that. Yeah, so I think for me, it's quite nice. The chocolate's, it's like all the others. The chocolate's a relatively sort of creamy chocolate, but there's not loads of it, but which works well because it doesn't get too creamy. The biscuit's a nice sort of, it's a regular sort of shortcake biscuit. It's okay. I think it's just the chocolate cream doesn't add too much to it, unfortunately. The orange cream, the orange flavouring's there, and it's a relatively nice flavour, but it's quite, it's just conveyed in a way. It's just the cream sort of like has a bit of a taste to it itself, and kind of detracts from the whole thing. I think not massively negatively, but just enough to not make it really as nice as you'd hope it would be. So I think for me it's a 3.5 out of 5. That one, it's still nice, but it's just not done in a way that I think is as good as it could be, really. I say all these biscuits are very indulgent and all very nice, but obviously we are sort of trying to be, we can't just give them all 5 out of 5. So that's the thing, you know what I mean? As nice as they are, and so you could eat them all, and I don't dislike any of them, but obviously, ones like that one, it's just like, it's just not quite as, it's not quite got the the pros that the other ones have, basically. So interesting one, but there we go. It's still good. 3 out of 5, I say still a good score. Chocolate digestive is a very nice biscuit, and that's a 3 out of 5. So that's the benchmark for them all, really. So there we are. Right, well, the last one now, it's the purple one. The what's it called? Was it called the Purple Regency or something, or Milk Chocolate Regent? Milk Chocolate Regency. There we go. Yeah. Wow. So we'll see. Okay. So I'm still quite ready for this one. Now you can see this one, I think, does have a good design on it, and I reckon that's possibly because it's probably made outside of this selection, maybe, I don't know, for other things, or I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It looks like it wouldn't have to be wrapped, this one. You can just see the design poking through. Obviously it is for whatever reason. I don't know why, but yeah. It does have a good look to it, this one, for sure. Okay, let's zoom down. Let's well, move down. Okay. Right, let's have a look. Alright, here we go. Right, let's obviously give it an open then. So I reckon the design of this one might be not quite as good as it perhaps looks through here. We'll see if it's coloured differently, or if it's just a chocolate shaping. Yeah, it's just a chocolate shape. Okay, I thought that might be the case, because otherwise it won't wrap it, basically. So I think the wrapping ones are done for ones that look relatively mundane otherwise, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. I'd rather they made some more effort for it. But I think, growing up I used to think it was because they were very special, but I think it's just because they were being lazy. Basically, and they just didn't give them a decent design like the other ones. Yeah. Alright, so they're probably not as special as you'd think. About 5 centimetres in diameter. Yeah, although this side, whoop, the other side a bit flat, it's not a perfect circle, so about 4.8 there, 4.9. You can see it's quite flat on one side, on the left as you look. And the height, 1 centimetre in height. And then, but with the, got a little ridge as you've seen, so we'll see with that. 1 centimetre now, 1.1 almost. Okay, right. Let's see. So this is the last one in the set. Let's give it a snap. Real chocolate beans. It looks very similar to the fudge one, actually. To be honest with you, let's just get the fudge one. And this was the fudge one. A bit thinner though, but let's have a see. Yeah, so the fudge one. This is the fudge one here on this side. You see, it's quite similar. Basically, I think the fudge one's slightly bigger, maybe they're about the same size. I feel like the fudge one was a bit bigger, a bit better decorated. Obviously the fudge one's fudge or what have you, but didn't really taste the fudge, of course. But I don't know what to make of that. Okay, so we'll have a see. So I'll give this one. Let's say, yeah, the layer just looks a bit more distinct in this one. Hard to tell on camera, but in hand it just looks a bit more distinct. Whereas this one looks a bit more just like the chocolate on top. So, it's quite hard to see that. I can't quite get it to focus in just as well. See if we can. Yeah, not quite. I think you could possibly see just the fudge one on the bottom. It's a bit of a lighter brown colour. Okay. There goes the difference there. Alright. Alright, let's give it a taste then. Lift myself up. So, yeah, not sure to make of this one then. As I say, maybe not quite as exciting as it could have been, but we'll see. Okay, let's give it a go. Alright, so I'll just change the colour of the camera. Let's have the colour of the camera, the contrast. Or the brightness even, how about that? Okay, there we go. Alright, so we'll see how this one does then. So yeah, it's a bit apprehensive about this one. Again, I feel like I said, when I was younger, I used to think the wrappers were always there to make them, you know, to sort of show they were very special. But I think, as I say, looking at it now, it's just because they don't look as good as the others. So it's just them being lazy. So, alright, let's give this one a taste. Yeah, not bad. It's got again, it's got the same old sort of biscuit. It's got the same sort of chocolate surround, but I feel like the chocolate's a bit thicker. On the top, that's all it is really. I'll just compare it. Just give the fudge one a bit of a nibble. Yeah. Fudge one's a bit more of a cream. So, like I was saying before, the orange cream one, where I was saying the problem with it was just a bit too much of just a cream. Basically, it wasn't like a chocolate cream. Whereas the fudge one, well, it's labelled as fudge. It's kind of like a chocolate cream, really. I mean, you know, I guess you could say it's fudge, but it's really like a chocolate cream. This one's just more like it's got a bit more of a softer chocolate top. It's not really It's not really a chocolate cream. It's more like just a soft chocolate. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's like a thick chocolate. It's as if they've done something basically to make the chocolate a bit sort of thicker, but also softer. So it's not just like biting into solid chocolate basically. But it could just be it's a very soft chocolate. I don't know. It's hard to say. But you know what I mean. It's just like basically like a bit like you've got a thicker chocolate on the top. But it's not hard chocolate at all. It's okay. I I think for me it's just like another way of having the same thing that we've seen before. I don't think it really stands up. You know, we had like a bit of a mundane one here, for instance, which was just basically like a dark chocolate ginger type consistency, but without the ginger taste. This one's kind of going the opposite way, where that one has a, sort of like a nice crunchy biscuit. This one's emphasising the chocolate a bit more in the biscuit. But I don't think it's like a great chocolate really. It's kind of soft, creamy milk chocolate, but it doesn't really come across as like a indulgent chocolate really or anything like that. So it's just like a sort of very thick chocolate biscuit really. Yeah, but I'd say quite a soft one. So I don't feel like it really gives you that feeling of eating like more of a solid chocolate, if that makes sense. It feels like it just comes across as a halfway house between having like a sort of cream centre and the thicker chocolate. And I'm not really sure it gives you much of, I don't know, I don't really feel like it's as good as you'd think it was, because it's that halfway house. If it was just like a thicker chocolate and it was, you know, quite a bit more of a solid chocolate, a bit more obviously a chocolate, you know, I think it would be better. Or if it was a cream, it would be a nice chocolate cream, but then it would be very similar to the fudge one. You know, so I think a bit pointless really. So I kind of feel like it would just be better if it's just thicker chocolate, rather than this sort of soft, creamy, sort of halfway house affair. So it's still not too bad. Just finish it off just there. So the biscuit's like all the others, it's that sort of typical shortcake biscuit. There's not really much more to say about that really. So if you're just watching this in isolation, it's basically a soft shortcake biscuit, but not very buttery or anything like that. So it's still got a bit of a crunch to it. You know, it's quite. So I think it's pretty much the same in all of them, other than perhaps this one where it's a bit more of a crispier, sort of more baked biscuit. Yeah, it's okay. I think it's all right. I don't think it's just going to blow your socks off. I think it's a bit of a myth, unfortunately. Maybe I perpetuated myself when I was a kid, where the ones in the wrapper, as I say, were always deemed by myself to be very special. But they're not really. As I said, they're just ones that don't have a good design on it, and they're just making them look better. Or trying to make them look more special, and they're not really. I think for me, yeah, this one's it's good to the chase. I think it's probably a 3.5 out of 5. I think it's just okay. I feel like it's just too much of a halfway house to really have it elevated up anymore. I feel like it should just be, you know, as I say, a bit more of a solid chocolate. A bit like this one, where this one's more about having a bit more of a solid chocolate. But in that case, it didn't quite, I don't know, the biscuit didn't quite work because it was just not very well proportioned. Whereas this one, I feel like it's probably proportioned quite well, but they've just not really, they've just sort of bottled out, you know. They've done a bit of a halfway house with the chocolate, really, which is a shame. But all in all, these ones, I think we've done them all now. So they're all in all, a bit of a summary here. They're all very nice biscuits. I feel like there's not really any horrible ones by any means, or any really bad ones. I think the worst one was probably, which one was it? Let's see. I feel like, yeah, I don't know, there wasn't really any terrible ones. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think the milk chocolate orange sundae, that was basically just let down by the cream, really. You know, it's just a bit too just generic. It was flavoured orange, but it's just a generic cream. Maybe I'll move this a bit further down like this. I can't really size this correctly without stopping my face and then you're not be able to see them, so I'll just go out and I'll make it bigger. The marble double chocolate Viennese, that was just basically, didn't get the proportions right on the biscuit or the chocolate. The milk chocolate shortcake round was pretty good. It was nice. It was just quite a generic one, but it was, you know, what it's all about. The white chocolate shortcake halo was pretty good actually. I thought that was pretty nice actually. Yeah, it was just a good solid biscuit. The milk chocolate shortcake was very solid again. Just it was a big chunky biscuit, that one. It was really big, you know, but you know, quite sort of standard, you know, but pretty big biscuit. The white chocolate sundae was pretty good actually, an interesting one, but I don't think, as I say, it just didn't quite stand up too much in any of the flavours, but did it well. The milk chocolate fudge sundae was very nice as well. Had the sort of like that fudge consistency in it. It was a chocolate cream rather than just the regular one in the white chocolate sundae, and it was pretty nice. But again, you know, like someone was saying before in the comments, he just, yeah, I think it was, who was it now? I mentioned, yeah, Jake, when he was saying that sometimes, you know, or how he was mentioning a good biscuit to him had like a touch of something else. All of these just lacked the touch of something else, just to lift them with a better consistency or better flavours. Milk chocolate Regency, we just did that one. That was a pretty mundane one, that one. It just didn't quite, it was a bit too much halfway house. The milk chocolate club crunch was actually pretty nice, but just lacked again something else in the biscuit. It was a nice chocolate biscuit, nice sort of like crunchy biscuit, like a dark chocolate ginger, but as I say, it didn't have any other flavour. And the dark chocolate shortcake halo, that just didn't really taste of dark chocolate, unfortunately. It just didn't quite work out that way. It just, it just didn't have a distinct dark chocolate taste. Whereas this Whirl one did have a pretty distinct dark chocolate taste and was pretty much the prominent taste, but it just didn't quite work on a consistency level. The biscuit was too soft and the chocolate wasn't really prominent enough, the consistency wise. So overall, for the whole thing, I think it's pretty consistent really. Most of them were 3.5s, 4s. I don't think there was any 4.5s in the selection. I don't think anyway. I think it's a good solid biscuit selection. One crime in it though was the fact that I can't even show you which one it was now because we've ate it. There was only one of these ones. Well, I can show you which one it was, but I can't show you the actual biscuit. It was this one here, which was the bottom left one in the picture. The white chocolate sundae. We only got one of them, and it's inexplicable because you can see how shallow that thing is there. We got 2 of these ones, which is definitely not smaller than the other one. We had 4 of these white chocolate ones here. Still got 3 of them left. So it's inexplicable that. So that's really poor. And for a chocolate selection, the idea is that you can share it with multiple people. And if you're going to do that, you expect that at least 2 people can get the same biscuit each, and you can't in this set. So unfortunately, that's really poor. And there's just no excuse for it because we've seen there's an artificial bottom to the tray. And there's biscuits that are just as big, if not bigger than it, and there's more than one of those. So it's just really poor, really poor. And as I say, if you got 4 of these ones, just make 3 of these and put 2 of the others if you need to keep the weight the same or the calories or whatever it is, or just work it out. So there's no excuse for it, and I still not. Really, they should be having, that same depth of all of them, really, not reducing them. But I'm just saying if you've got to some reason to keep to that weight or whatever, then work it out. Don't just basically shortchange us really, which is what they've done. And as I say, it's really excusable for a chocolate selection to only have one of a certain thing for purposefully as well. Some chocolate selections, end up accidentally or whatever coming out with only one chocolate in, but obviously in others, like roses or something, you might get a pack that only has one in if you've got sort of like a smallish box. Still inexcusable because they should be able to quality control that, but it's not purposefully done. This one is purposefully designed. Well, purposeful, however you want to say that, but this one's purposefully designed to only have one of those biscuits in, and it's just poor. So I think I've got to dock it down for that because that's just unacceptable. So I think for me, I would have otherwise given it a 4 out of 5 because I think they're quite consistent. They're a good, strong set of chocolates and biscuits, your chocolate biscuits. I think they're pretty consistent, and I think it's a nice set. And overall, you do get very indulgent, very sort of, very just moreish chocolate biscuits that you can just eat your way through and not really find one that you're not that bothered about, really. Or maybe some more you might prefer more than others, but But I think for the fact they've only included one of the biscuits, and it's just inexcusable that in a chocolate selection, especially of this size, a biscuit selection, chocolate selection, whatever. So I think for me it's got to be a 3.5 out of 5, I think. But but that's a real shame, and I think it's just really poor that they've done that. But overall, it's a nice selection. None of them, as I say, like Jake was mentioned before, none of them have a little touch of something just to give it an extra taste, just to oomph them up a bit, give them a bit of an oomph. They're all biscuit and chocolate, maybe a cream, but the cream's a bit and ahhing, it's just that none of them really have any other type of flavour really that makes them stand out, like a little salty taste or a different consistency or little bits of crunch in the creams that they have, or anything else really. They're all very sort of standard, I won't say by the numbers, but it pretty much is by the numbers, sort of chocolates, biscuits, and none of them have any little extra put in to sort of lift them up to make them a 4.5 or a 5 really, and that's why they sort of cap out at about a 4 really. So that's the only thing with it, but I think the yard is generally a 4 out of 5 set, but as I say, only having one of a certain biscuit, is just unacceptable, and I've got to dock it half a mark for that really. So that's why it's 3.5 out of 5 really. It's just poor that they've done that, and there's no excuse for it at all. So there we go, 3.5 out of 5. Not bad though. Still enjoyed it, and a good biscuit set. But as I say, there's none in them that really blow your socks off. You know what I mean? But they're all very pleasant to eat, and none that you really wouldn't be happy eating, I think is the gist of it. But if there's one that you do like, that white chocolate sundae, and someone else has it, you're stuffed basically. You can't have it. That's really poor. So 3.5 out of 5. Well then, guys, hope you all enjoyed that review. Yes, so sorry if I've missed some. Oh, I might have missed some chats. No, I don't think I have actually. Yes, if I had, then I'd scrolled up a bit and not scrolled back down. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that review. It's been very nice to chat to you all again, by the way. I think people might have gone off to have their own biscuits now. I'm not sure. I don't know if any of you are still about, but do say hello if you are. There is a 6-second delay, by the way, so you might say something that might have gone. It's about to head off, of course. Yeah, but I do apologise if that's the case. But oh, hi there, Joe. Yes. Oh, great show as always. Good to see you all. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. Oh, thank you so much, Joe. You have a great weekend yourself and enjoy your tea later, whatever you get up to. If you have any chocolates. Oh, yes. Oh, as always. Oh, thank you, Joe. Very nice of you to say. Thanks everyone else for your comments. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Nate. Thanks, Susie. Oh, thanks, Smoker. Thanks, Andrew. QP, of course. Scotty for turning up. Yes. What's someone else? Nathan as well. And who was the other person? I forgot who it was now. Yes. Gatcha as well. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Really good to see you all. Hope you all have a lovely day. Thanks for supporting the channel. It's really much appreciated. Click the like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment as well if you're watching after the event. Always great to hear from you. It really is. Yeah. Have a great evening, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. See you soon. Bye for now. See ya.